Guys, what's going on? Guys, let me check my settings real fast just to make sure. We all know how these Microsoft updates go. And then I'm all jacked up. Let's see here. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Sorry, guys. That's my bulldog.
New dog.
Yeah, new dog. Yeah. She usually doesn't bark, but yeah, I think she's all torqued up because I've been gone all day. So yeah, guys. So guys, yeah. We're gonna talk about the Andrew Wilson case. I mean, the Andrew Wilson Candace Owens thing. Now, Marte should be joining us here pretty soon because he just debated a whole panel of friggin' morons the other day on this whole thing, guys. Okay. If you guys don't follow Marte's channel, if you guys aren't sub, please go over there and sub. Okay, let's show you guys his channel now. Okay, guys, here drop him a sub because he does a lot of debates. I don't know how he has the patience. I don't know how, guys, because some of the absolute dingleberries that he debates, Matt, I just don't have the patience. I don't.
I don't suffer fools well either.
Yeah. Guys, I cuss him out and kick him out. Cussing and kicking. That's what I do. I told you guys. Seriously, I don't have the patience because you know what it is, Matt? No one debates in good faith. So I would debate like you or Marte or Steve or Colin or whatever because you guys come in good faith. So let's just say that you were like a Chevy guy and I was like a Ford guy, right?
Yep.
Then we're just having like a good exchange, you know, but you're not gonna try and like I owned you and I'm clipping you, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
or you're not gonna
there's some kid who's supposed to be like a debate bro or whatever, and he's like a leftist, and he's very like popular.
that Dean
yes
kid? And he's a clown,
and it's all hypothetical to him, and it's never real world, and I think that's really what you're talking about. It's
what Kevin Samuel said is shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Right now, the feminization of society has shown up in how people in general speak with each other, but especially how men speak with each other. Because you know, Matt, I know, and you and I aren't big macho guys, but some of these punk lefty woke kids, they say stuff to us that they would never on the internet that they would never say to us on the street ever, because they would get socked in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? You there's a certain level of courtesy, decorum that you have to have when you're speaking to a person in general. You know what I'm saying? But the disrespect, the insults, you know that they're not coming in good faith. When all of a sudden the ists and the phobes they're calling you stupid, because this is why they're trying to make the left cool again. You can never make a group cool that constantly condescends to people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Or browbeats them.
Yes.
And that's what they do.
So, guys, here
there's one really big.
While Marte is calling it, guys, this is the foolishness that he had to deal with. No way. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Part that like fucks, like there's one really big part that like fucks everything she's ever said.
Can you point it out exactly so I know if I have the video or not?
So guys, everyone on this panel, other than maybe Speakeasy, he's okay, and Marte are a bunch of goons. Just goons. You know what I'm saying?
Receipt.
Oh, okay. So I don't have the receipt video.
The original claim is based off somebody had posted this receipt saying it's the receipt from the restaurant that he was at, but all the information that would show whose receipt it is blurred out. She took that and put this steakhouse visit into her timeline. That's horrible. Like she jumped on random blurred receipt to. Oh, and apparently there's an eyewitness.
What's funny, guys? Matt.
Yeah.
Okay. You ever spar and there's that one guy that like has something out for you and he just can't beat you. You just beat his ass multiple times and he just keeps coming back for more. You're like, bro, what is your problem? Like, do you just want me to keep hurting you over and over and over again? Like, is there something wrong? Yeah. This goofball in the upper right, Marte has destroyed him so many times in debates. And he just keeps coming after Marte over and over.
It's an ego thing.
It has to be, dude. It has to be. Just completely wrecked every single time.
It's there too. Someone that was at the restaurant said he was there too. That's another part of it.
And so she did contact the restaurant owner and confirm it was valid.
And she did contact the restaurant owner and confirm it was valid.
The restaurant
Where's this
owner,
receipt?
So did the restaurant owner confirm or deny the fact that he was there?
He confirmed it was real.
He confirmed it was real.
Hold on
She
a second.
confirmed it enough
Can
that
I
it
just
would
say
be
something?
admissible in-
Yeah.
So, do you think that a restaurant owner on some average night is going to be able to testify in a court of law that some random person that they have no idea of came in and ate at their establishment? Do you know how many hundreds of people go through restaurants each night?
I just don't know where the whole Israel thing comes into this.
This is about they're talking about Charlie Kirk. And
Yeah,
his
yeah,
assa-
yeah. I get it.
How in
Mm-hmm.
this is like beyond retarded.
Yeah, it is. It is. Candace Owens has made the last 9 months about my feelings and intuition and woo-woo spirit stones. Told me that all these people were involved in Charlie Kirk's death. And it's like, there's one thing that I can say. Candace Owens, guys, I got to give her a round of applause. Seriously. I'll tell you why. Bear with me here. Because she's made a lot of money from the left and the right on Charlie Kirk's death. A lot of money. Because once again, right now, the left and the right don't like it, small hats in Israel. The left likes the fact that Candace Owens is taking the blame off the LDHD TVs, right? And the right likes the fact that she's trying to involve the far right, Israel, and the small hats. So it's a very clever thing she's doing. Yes, I'm not knocking anyone's hustle, right? Because if I was making millions and millions on my feelings and my true vintage, yes, Erica Kirk has made a lot of money off of this. You know what? Hey, I don't knock anyone's hustle. I don't. Because you know what, guys? I could make a lot of money one day doing something, and everyone hates on me. But I'm just saying. But guys, once again, this whole case is completely cooked. And the fact that we're still talking about it right now, well, we'll get in this world when Marte is here, but hold on.
Court, because that actually is the requirement, at least in America. If you want something that's like on YouTube, for instance, if you want a video admitted to court, you have to have the original uploader confirm that they did upload it in an affidavit. So she basically did her legwork.
I send you an image file if you can put
Where?
that on the screen. It's the restaurant's response regarding the receipt.
I'll eat later today, and then tomorrow, Red Lipstick Vibes. Nino and Cami are going live too. Cami today and Nino tomorrow. So this is the official statement. Let me read it with my New York accent. Based on the information currently available to us, we have no evidence establishing whether Tyler Robinson was at our restaurant around September 10, 2025. We have responded truthfully to those who have questioned us. Based on the information available to us at the time, we have fully cooperated and will continue to cooperate with the authorities conducting this investigation because this is an active matter We cannot and will not comment any further. So this is the restaurant, right?
You have to contact the restaurant owner and confirm it was valid.
So where does this receipt comes from then?
Fatty, look in the back. It's their Facebook page. So that's the link that you were looking for, Dusty.
I think the point that he was trying to make is that she didn't actually do due diligence on this thing in an affidavit. So she basically did her legwork in an affidavit.
Yeah.
So
guys, this is the knuckleheadedry that Marte has to deal with here. But guys, here, just really fast, guys, check this out. Guys, here, watch this. Look at this.
In the big story tonight, a stunning reversal. All charges dropped against the Manassas woman accused of murdering her own husband. And tonight, prosecutors say newly uncovered evidence prohibits them from moving forward with the case against LaToya Crabb. Sydney Persing just sat down with Crabb's mother. She's in Manassas with everything we know.
Since she was arrested, LaToya Crabb has maintained she...
I know someone who knows this chick. So I've been at a happy hour with this chick, with the woman in this case.
She is a victim of domestic violence who shot her husband in self-defense. Now, nearly 2 years later, prosecutors have dropped the murder charge against her, admitting a newly discovered audio recording could support her claim. In October 2024, police arrested LaToya Crabb, a military pharmacist and mom of 3, accused of shooting her husband Curtis dead in their Brinkley Lane home. Today, nearly 22 months later, prosecutors dropped her murder charge.
I just wish they would have did the right thing in the beginning.
LaToya and her mother, Marilyn Martin, always maintained she'd shot Curtis in self-defense. He'd been threatening, they said, after she asked for a divorce. The night of the shooting, LaToya claimed he tried to attack her in the basement, the rest of the family upstairs.
If she had not shot him, she would have been dead. Those children would have been dead. He would have definitely killed me. She definitely saved our lives.
But prosecutors didn't buy that defense, at least not initially. Now, though, they say they've decrypted a 5-hour-long audio recording off of LaToya's laptop from that night.
We were going to go get a restraining order the next day. So she wanted the recording to back up us getting a restraining order.
Prosecutors didn't say specifically what was on the recording, just that they can't now ethically continue to trial. Marilyn told me she's not heard it yet, but was told what's on it.
You could.
Do you guys think that there's ever any case that a man could shoot his wife to death and then somehow get off completely, Matt?
No.
Thank you. Hey guys, here's the thing. This chick, she's a pharmacist. She's in the public health service, I believe. She's like a commander, so she's high ranked. And she married Nug Nug. You know what I'm saying? So she was like this high earning chick, married Nug. They had kids, and he was, so this guys, even educated, well-to-do Black people have dysfunction going on. It just doesn't make any sense.
Clearly hear him threatening her and opening the knife, and he's coming towards her, and then you hear a shot.
Marilyn doesn't understand why it took so long for investigators to decrypt the file, but said she believes it sends a clear and dangerous message.
To the survivors, Vic, you don't have the right to fight.
Now, should any additional evidence change their mind, prosecutors could try to recharge LaToya. Understandably, she was not up for an interview tonight, but her mother told me she is focused now on healing from this trauma, taking care of her 3 kids, and working to get her job back.
Here you go, guys. Watch this. Look at this.
In Operation Crime and Justice, a state of Tennessee doctor who failed to execute Tony Carruthers back in May tells Fox 17 News he successfully performed yesterday's lethal injection of death row inmate Daryl Hines. He is also scheduled to perform that same lethal injection in the upcoming execution of Krista Pike. But Victims' families tell Fox 17 News the controversy over the state's death penalty cocktail and its administration is overshadowing what should be the real focus in these cases. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar is in studio to tell us about their calls for justice.
Krista Pike will be the first.
Ugh, that's an ugly woman. She looks like the melted wax figure of somebody.
Kind of got horse face going on, you know? Those are not soft features.
She looks like
You know what
she's
I mean?
easy to draw.
woman executed in Tennessee in more than 200 years
Yeah.
as Pike fights for
The first woman to be executed in Tennessee in over 200 years. Look at that, guys.
leniency. A family member of another murder victim says carrying out the sentence brings accountability. Tears from Melissa Jenkins saying it's done over her mother, Catherine Jean Jenkins' grave. Catherine was brutally stabbed to death in Kingston Springs in 1985. It's hard. It always will be. But now it's a little different, I guess, because I know that he paid for what he did to her. A day after the Department of Corrections executed Jenkins' killer, Daryl Hines, Melissa says she's beginning a new chapter.
It helps the healing process.
Melissa has now become an advocate for other victims' families waiting for justice.
The rest of us have to be held accountable for what we do on a daily basis. They need to be as well.
Krista Pike was sentenced to die for the murder of fellow Job Corps student Colleen Slemmer in Knoxville in 1985. Court documents
She's
say
on death row this whole time.
Pike claimed that Slemmer had been trying to get with her boyfriend and had thrown a large piece of asphalt at the victim's head, cut her throat, before mutilating her body. Slemmer's mother, Mae Martinez, talked to Fox 17 News years ago.
No one knows what it feels like to lose a child unless you didn't lose a child.
Now this week, Pike's attorneys argued for her upcoming lethal injection to be delayed, saying she had compromised veins and there was a risk of severe pain, calling even for alternative sentences like hanging.
She deserves to pay for what she did. And I am so sorry what Colleen's family has had to go through for 30 years. I know how that feels. We did it for 40.
The Tennessee Supreme Court set Pike's execution for next month on the 30th. A report on the findings of Pike's hearing this week has to be given to the Tennessee Supreme Court next Friday. Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, guys, here we go.
The Krista Pike hearing ended earlier than thought, about noon today. Tonight, the judge is weighing all the arguments over how Pike should be executed. It's going to happen late next month. She tortured and murdered Colleen Slemmer back in 1995 on UT's campus.
Can you imagine just knowing next month it's over? You're done. You're cooked. Finito.
3 days of hearings. Both sides argue how she should die. One side said normal execution procedures would cause her stress. Our Caitlin Walsh is joining us now. Caitlin, you heard from the state. You heard from Pike's legal team making their final push in court today. What do you know? What comes next?
Hi, Teddy. Yes, it was.
She's not hard on the eyes, right, guys? How you doing?
She's like all these babes. You get their pilot lit, they can suck start a leaf blower.
3 long days of hearing testimony from expert witnesses from all types of professions. Now, all of this, with this hearing ending today, there's just one central question that remains. It's whether or not Krista.
Guys, what do you think in the chat? Red Door says firing squad. That's what I think, guys. Honestly,
like I'm sorry, but I don't really care all that much about the pain issue when it comes to these people.
Sure.
Yeah. In my opinion, we don't use the death penalty nearly enough. There are some crimes where if you're convicted and they have physical evidence that links you to abusing or murdering a child, hey, that's it. We'll do it right out on the courthouse lawn.
I'm more okay with the death penalty now than I was back in the day, because now we have DNA evidence.
Right.
Now we have cameras everywhere. Whereas before, back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, I mean, look at how many men, period, let alone black men, are actually getting out because DNA evidence shows that there is no way that they were there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was completely trumped up charges. The criminal justice system hasn't been reliable enough to actually have a permanent solution until now. Now we have DNA evidence. You know what I'm saying? So
Pike would have a needless suffering from any of these execution methods.
Did she consider that for her victim? You know, please.
Both sides made their final arguments.
Krista will involuntarily experience this superadded terror and psychological pain as the state executes her.
Good.
Krista Pike, the woman who was convicted of killing her classmate Colleen Slemmer in 1995, is the only woman on Tennessee's death row. And she's looking to change the way she'll be put to death.
Now, this other alternative has the testimony in this court demonstrates that it's a very old practice. It's something that death execution by hanging has been around for, I think, thousands of years.
Pike's lawyers argue she needs a different method of execution because of a blood condition, PTSD, and trauma. Small veins for IV lines, and if her two other methods would cause her less pain.
The Supreme Court referred 5 issues, now 4, to this court to help inform its determination of whether or not to grant a stay of execution so that Ms. Pike could pursue collateral litigation that may affect the method. And
guys, do you think that they would be giving this much consideration to a man? Benny, hey, what's up, dude? Long time. Brian's here, Keyshawn's here, Trent's here, Captain Palsy's here, Red Door's here, Maverick's here, True Vintage, Flip Flop. What's going on? Who am I missing? MS Best, Math Man. Good to see you guys. Keyshawn, what's up? Bong Hole, what's up, my friend? Good. Well, guys, either way, Matt. So you can have the floor for now. You right before the live had started, we had talked about what we thought of this debate. Okay, so guys. I was talking to, I think it was Jeff St. James or Marte. And I was saying that when Candace Owens first blew up and she was doing all those college tours like Charlie Kirk was, she was very witty. She would slam dunk on the libtards or all this. So she was relatively entertaining. Plus, she's black and she's a woman. So all the typical leftist tactics, they didn't work, right? They had to actually use an argument on her because they couldn't say you're white or you're a white man. You know what I'm saying?
Can I add something? I think that this is sort of important information to understand about Candace Owens. She started out as a leftist. The very first public venture that she did was a left-wing doxing website where they doxed political enemies on the right wing. And then she went over into this rightward tilt because I think that she used identity politics against the left. She saw like an opportunity to do that.
It was her and then Milo Yiannopoulos. They were
right.
The two.
Yes. I mean, it was she kind of came after him, but yes. And now I think that she is sort of going back to her roots, if you will, because that's who she's really playing to now. Yeah.
And guys, once again, I told you guys there was this Vine / Instagrammer called Blake Vapes, and he was this comedian who used to make fun of like young millennials that vape and they have like TikTok brain. And he was saying that he's a comedian, but his wife is a much better comedian because she didn't grow up doing social media. She grew up in the clubs doing open mics and crowd work. And he said the problem with newer comedians is they think that just because they're funny doing skits and talking into a camera on YouTube, that makes them funny on stage, and it doesn't. Candace Owens, for the last like 7 years, has been talking in front of a camera and not actually on stage doing things. And I think that she's deteriorated. You know what I mean? What she talks about, how she talks about it, even her leaning into the Charlie Kirk thing, it's lazy. The whole Charlie Kirk conspiracy theory thing, she's been running with us now for 9 months. And
Well,
she's
and-
like,
and-
my
I
feelings,
also-
my intuition, I had a dream. It's like, okay, that's fine, but where's the evidence? And I honestly think that it's just lazy. The Candace Owens of 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 2015, 17, 18, 19 would not recognize the Candace Owens now.
Well, that's because I think, again, she's playing to her crowd, and leftists don't really care about facts. You don't need to have facts when it comes to that crowd. They just want to be validated. They want to hear a confirmation bias. They want to hear somebody confirm what they think themselves. And facts don't really enter into that for them. And so, like, I think that she's playing to that. I think that this goes back, like her involving, Israel and the Jews into this assassination. I think that goes back to her being ousted from the Daily Wire and a very negative experience that she had with Ben Shapiro. I think that has everything to do
in the
with it.
chat. Code your language, please, and don't type in all caps. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, guys, once again, I honestly believe that this is like an Occam's razor type thing. The simplest solution works. This dude, he was nuts and he did it. Now, what his motivations were, I don't know, right? But guys, the default answer is I don't know. Okay. If you're gonna bring in Israel, and she said the French Foreign Legion was involved, what are you? Where's the evidence for that? Where? Well, it's my feelings and my vibes. You know what I'm saying? And all Andrew in this debate was asking for is, what is the evidence? And she didn't provide any. And guys, I was on Alex Medeiros' stream the day before the debate, and I was asking what they thought would come from this, and they were like, what do you think? And I said, Candace Owens is going to talk a lot and barely say anything. And that's exactly what we got for 4.5 hours, was her just and not saying anything, right? That's why I think that this was one big waste of time. It really, really was. Because the whole thing, Candace Owens. You know what I mean? And Andrew's trying to nail her down. But how do you nail down someone that just doesn't even feel the need to back up their claims? And then she's like, oh, well, you're just trying to, do your, semantics, and you're just trying to do a logic course or a debate course. Yes, because you clearly don't know how a debate works. Guys, people thinking, Matt, please chime in here. They think that Andrew's tactic is to buzz you on debate terms, and that's his underhanded technique.
No, I think that when he talks about these debate styles, he's like, what he's identifying is bad logic or a non sequitur, something that does not follow.
And to see if you have understanding of what it is, so that you can move forward. So he's actually helping people so that they don't keep making the same mistake and using the wrong words. You understand? He's actually giving them information. Do you know what a non sequitur is? Well, just say no, and he'll tell you. But it's not an underhanded thing that he's trying to do. Just these TikTokers and Gen Z and young millennials, they throw these debate words around, right? That's a red herring. that's a straw man, and they don't know what these words mean. And Andrew knows for a fact that they don't know what these words mean. Matt, you were saying?
Well, I just, what I'll say is that both of their performances, and I was talking to you about this before. I feel like it was hyped, but it was very underwhelming. And I feel like it was like Andrew Wilson kept going back to her and saying, "Well, okay, that's your claim. Now substantiate it." And there was no substantiation, no attempt at substantiation. It was all, just conjecture. And so it really, it's like a sort of like a mismatch where on one side it's, well, this is how I feel it happened. And on the other side, it's, completely the opposite. What are you using to substantiate your feelings? And they have nothing. They had nothing.
Yeah.
And that's why this didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah. Andrew's saying, look, I have no reason to believe anything other than the state's case. If you think that you have a reason to believe something other than the state's case, tell me what it is and why you believe it. And she could not do it. She couldn't do it. And it took 4 hours. And she was just like, well, And then she's making matter-of-fact statements about fingerprints. He's like, what evidence do you have? And guys, let's be honest. The people who thought Andrew lost are just people who just don't like Andrew Wilson.
Yeah, their opinion of him was baked in the cake before the first word was said.
Yeah. And the people who thought Candace Owens won either are big time Candace Owens fans, they hate Andrew Wilson, or once again, they just don't like the debate format and like the feelings instead of the actual structured. I'm asking you this. Why is this? Why is that? They're like this is the whole vibes versus debate. But Candace Owens was not there to debate at all. At all, dude. Absolutely insane. Captain Palsy with the 440 croutons. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I want my medication and I want my croutons, please.
Waylon with the 440 also. Thank you.
No, you're not asking me. No, it's called garlic croutons.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and they're right there on the seat.
Mathman says, I don't think that he believed the state's case. Now, whether he does or not, he's saying that there's no. Okay, that would mean that I don't know. Guys, saying that you don't believe X does not equal Y. If you don't believe X, it means I don't know, question mark. Candace Owens is saying, I don't believe X, therefore Y. And Andrew's saying, how did you get to Y? And she couldn't say anything. That's the problem. You know what I mean? That's the issue. Here you go. So guys, this is kind of like where things kind of got a little bit. Now, guys, can I also say that, did you notice that Roma Army's been trying to call Andrew Wilson out? And she was like, this is when Andrew Wilson destroyed his whole career. And she's getting bodied in her own comments. You want to talk about a pathetic grifter trying to make a name for herself, shut up, come on, man, so
it's usually conducted by someone, right?
Yes, everyone goes, well, why was Andrew's foot shaking? He's nervous. Guys, Andrew smokes a lot, okay? And he was sitting there for 4.5 hours. I didn't see him get a smoke break. If you ever see a smoker not be able to smoke for more than like an hour, they get all fidgety, right, man?
Yeah, I regularly use chewing tobacco, so I know the feeling.
And the fact that was never even considered, that like I said earlier, the backpack was returned.
How do you know that was never considered?
Because they gave back the backpack, as just one example. They gave back the backpack. They gave back the.
That doesn't show a conspiracy.
Well, I mean, it shows that the police trusted everybody and didn't just hold things up for a
Yeah,
second.
they
and
ruled them out as suspects.
Now, guys, watch this. This is what watch.
that quickly. I'm not comfortable with that investigation. It's a
And who are you? Are you a forensics expert? Are you a trained investigator? No. Well, it wasn't good enough to meet my standards. And who the hell are you? Right? Because I'm not saying that I believe anything about the Charlie Kirk thing because I don't know. All I know is that someone shot the poor bastard is in the ground. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's highly likely that some weirdo LDHD TV furry person did it. I honestly don't. I mean, now if there was anyone else involved, hey, fine. But I just don't see why it has to be more than this. How many times have we seen these Transformers and LD HD TVs going to schools as of late? You know what I'm saying? And you don't think
how many
that this
different
person...
how many different psychotropic drugs are these people on? They always have a litany of psychological diagnoses. The very common one is narcissism, and I don't find that to be like surprising. But like, how many different of these medications are they on? And that does change your perception of the world.
Yeah. One thing that I can say though, and Marte, please, if you talk to Andrew, right, bro, brown shoes, black shirt. No, Andrew, you're killing me. You're killing me, bro. You're killing me, man. No. That's like the one guy who wears a black belt with brown shoes. Marte, you are muted, pal. Oh, we can't hear you. Matt, you can hear me, right?
Yep, I can hear you just fine, sir.
Marte, we cannot hear you. Let me see if it's a sound on my end. Nope, I have you good on my end. Yeah, let's.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
There we go.
You can hear. Yeah, guys, please. I'm not a fashionista, but guys, matter of fact, here, I'll do this.
This is minutia, though. This is like sidebar stuff, and I understand that. Like I think when I go to war, I don't care about the color of the garbs I'm wearing.
I know. I was just Marte. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay, I'm just saying.
All right, dude. No, seriously. All right. But here, I have to do this first. All right, I have to do this first. Hold on, guys. Let's do this. All right, guys. Guys, please. If you're going bald, guys, shave your head and grow a beard. Okay, guys. If you're wearing a black belt, you gotta have black shoes. If you're wearing a brown belt, you gotta have brown shoes. If you're wearing a lot of black, it helps to wear black shoes. Guys, once again, you can wear. There's dress shoes that have sneaker bottoms. If you guys don't like wearing dress shoes, but guys, if you don't wear sneakers with a suit, don't wear sneakers with a shirt and tie. What kind of nug goofball wears Jordans with a damn suit? Guys, please, if you have to go out and make yourself look presentable for an interview, for a job, if you want to get anywhere in life, right? You have to know how to dress up. Matt knows, Marte knows, because we're all older. You young guys, that's never going to not matter, okay? Unless you want to start your own business and work for yourself, guys. Visible tattoos, goofy hair colors, not knowing how to dress to impress. That is the easiest way to never amount to anything in life, right? And guys, the person makes the clothes. The clothes don't make the person. You know what I'm saying? Please, guys, get in shape. Marte, please chime in here. Have you ever seen, there was a guy that I used to work with. You guys, no one's asking you to be friggin' Superman here. But guys, be in shape, especially if you have to wear a suit to work. Guys, there was a guy that I used to work with, and he used to wear like Armani suits, but he was like 350 pounds. I didn't even know Armani made suits that big. But what's the point? It's like putting rims on a Ford Tempo. Please, guys, I don't ask for much, but at least be in shape. Be the best version of yourself that you can be. Okay? Because, guys, image matters. Looks matter. They just do, guys. They just do. And there's nothing you can do about that, period. Because you know and I know that if you were on trial for something that you didn't do and your life was on the line and you had a choice between two lawyers, and one of them had tattoos on his face, cornrows and gold teeth, and the other one didn't, you're not going to choose the one that has cornrows and tattoos and gold teeth. It doesn't matter. If you needed life-saving surgery, and there was two female doctors, and one of them's a clean-cut Becky, and the other one's a bull-ringed, blue-haired looking broad, you are not having that bull-ring broad cut out your friggin' pancreas. You're not having it.
None of the females. I'd pick none of the females. Get a man. The females are retarded. Let's get a man. That's what I would say.
But you've seen these like high-powered guys that are trying to make moves and they're just fat. You're like, why?
People can look at a dereliction of duty, and what I mean is like a lack of competence before you even walk in the room. To me, it's like you wear this. So that's why they're saying wife beater was attributed to tank tops, because it's greatly associated with degenerate behavior on the street. That's why.
Yeah. But hold on. Waylon, hold on. He says, I work construction. I'm like, but Waylon, you come to the job dressed, ready to work, though. You have jeans on, you have your tool belt, you have your helmet. What would you do if you saw a dude show up to your work wearing a Speedo, flip-flops? You know what I'm saying?
What would OSHA say about your standards of non-slip boots being slippery boots and all this other shit? How about that?
Wearing Crocs, booty shorts on a dude. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. There's a uniform for construction, and you know it. Guys, we can drive by a construction site and know if a guy is actually serious by what
they
he's
dress
wearing.
for function.
Thank you.
Well, Nala Ray would disagree because she had a birthday suit during her. That was her.
Blazin', how you doing, my friend? Thanks for the $5. I appreciate that. So yeah, but guys, once again, just a last piece of advice here, right? Guys, please take care of yourself. Take care of your appearance. If you've just got a little bit of money, guys, get a suit. Every man needs to own a suit. Get it fitted. You know what I'm saying? Every man in life, and I used to think that was a dumb thing that older men said. You have to get at least one fitted suit before you die, right? And it's true. It's true. It really, really is. Because please understand where you're going, who you're going to be around, right? And dress for the occasion. And guys, Marte's a gym rat. Matt was he was.
No, you can count me in. I'm a gym rat as well.
For a long time. Me too, guys. People do maintenance on their car, on their houses, but not on themselves. Why? You can get a new house, you can get a new car, but you only get one body. And you have to take care of it, guys. You have to. I'm telling you. And there's nothing worse. Just don't want to be one of these dumpy, fat, goofy looking dudes oozing out of a suit. Like a busted pack of Pillsbury freaking biscuits. You know what I'm saying?
We're not women. We can't just buy body parts like Meg Thee Stallion and go down the street.
Drake bought abs. Drake bought abs.
Yeah, less than 1% do that, but they end up looking goofy over a period of time.
So, all right, guys, let's get back to this here. So, guys, I'll give my little synopsis first, and then Matt, and then we'll give Marte the floor here because he debated a whole panel of dum-dums the other day. Marte, so I showed them one little clip of that you put of that Dusty guy and how you how he got fact checked in real time. You know,
Yeah,
so guys,
yeah,
I think that Andrew completely cooked Candace Owens. I find it rich that people in any debate that Andrew has, people just Andrew's so polarizing, but I actually think that there was a comment that said that this debate was a litmus test to show how intelligent a person really is. Because if you honestly think that Andrew Wilson lost this debate or got cooked, you are an idiot. Now, you can not like Andrew Wilson. You can say, oh, well, this didn't deliver the way that I thought. But guys, it was because Candace Owens was not engaging in good faith. She was my feelings, my intuition, the ancient alien overlord beamed this information into my brain. You know what I'm saying? How do you argue that, right? But I think that Candace Owens did what I said she was gonna do, and that's talk a lot and say nothing. And Andrew did his best to try and corner her down, to try and keep the conversation going. Andrew was actually the one who was trying to actually entertain people, who's trying to get people some substance, right? And Andrew was giving, and Candace Owens was like a black hole, just sucking all the energy out of the room, all the energy out of the debate. Andrew came to debate, Candace Owens didn't. And this PBD dickhead, he was the wrong person to have moderate. Marte, you should have moderated. You know what I'm saying? Like he was. Look at how many times, and guys, put a 1 if you agree, okay? And Marte and Matt, did you see this? How many times Candace Owens looked to PBD for help, and he helped her. He was leading her a couple of times. She looked over at him.
Rescued her.
Yes.
He gave her an out.
Yes, multiple times. So it was Andrew versus Tweedledee and Tweedle dumbass here, right? And Andrew still held his own. And guys, there's 3 types of people. People who don't know who Andrew Wilson is, people who love Andrew Wilson, and people who hate his guts. And there's a big gap between the people who love Andrew and the people who hate his guts. And the people who hate his guts think that any time that they see him with the debates on whatever, that that person owned him, even when it's like a clip of only Andrew making one point. Oh, Andrew lost. It was just Andrew talking. The other person didn't say anything, and you're still trying to say Andrew lost. So
I have an opposing opinion here. Maybe you'll say I'm a devil's advocate, but actually this is my honest, transparent opinion. I don't believe that Patrick David would have helped her out, even if he gave her like the wings of strength and history and all this other shit and let her. It would have been nothing to stop Andrew Wilson from his whole quest of proving that she doesn't have evidence. None of that would have helped her case. Even if like it was a 2v1, Andrew's decimated whole panels before.
Yes.
So I'll even grant him, like, let's say PBD is a dummy and was helping her out. It wouldn't have helped her case. That's my point. That's all.
What I'm saying is that people don't realize, Andrew, he was supposed to cook Candace Owens. It was supposed to be some nuclear destruction. And it's like, that's not, look, Candace Owens might be stupid, but she's not dumb, right? She might say some stupid things, but she's not dumb enough to believe them, right? Candace Owens knows that this whole 9-month thing is one big grift. Right? She's been talking about Charlie Kirk. She said, I had a dream. I had a dream. And Charlie came to me and told me this and that, Erica this and blah, 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 blah. So she's been milking this for millions. You know what? That's fine. But what she needs to not do is try and question how other grifters try and grift off of this. Because she's been talking bad about other conspiracy theorists about this. And then get offended when people like Andrew try and question her and say, look, where is this coming from? Why do you believe this.
You have two different factions, right? You have the people like you've noted before, like the Andrew Wilson people and the Candace Owens people. The Candace Owens people don't really follow Andrew's debates. They don't notice like the way that he's snarky, as Candace says, or jokes, or his sense of humor. So here's the problem with this. They don't understand Andrew's mission wasn't to come in and defend the state's evidence. His mission was to come in and prove that Candace's lies are going to be exposed because she can't back up any of the conspiracy theories she had. That's his whole purpose of being here. That's it.
Well, but he also said that he doesn't see any reason to believe anything other than the state's evidence at this point. Meaning, if you say that X is not true, then it's I don't know. Candace is saying I don't believe X. I'm saying Y. He's saying how did you get to the Y? And Candace Owens says, blah, 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 feelings, blah, 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 aliens, blah, 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 Israel. And he's like, how did you? And guys, someone says, she believe, I believe she has evidence that she just can't speak on it. So then why is she making public statements? Then, okay,
right,
me, Marte, Matt, all of us, I would never speak on something in a formal way that I can't present my evidence for.
I can actually address this too. So with the receipt thing that I posted, AJ has showed you guys this. The problem with this is you're implying that a widow who now has to take care of her 3 children by herself is implicit on her husband's death. When you're making these conspiracy theories, these children have to grow up being questioned about their mother supposedly killing their father throughout college. They're going to be harassed throughout their formative years in school and all this other shit. Yeah. You can't be providing any of these fake theories because it hurts people's lineage and their legacy moving forward publicly. It's crazy.
Yeah, but prove that also wrong. Too is there's one point where she says that Erica Kirk is complicit in this whole thing, and he goes, "You just said that Erica Kirk is complicit in Charlie Kirk's death." She's like, "Well, you added his death thing." It's like that's what you were talking about. She tries to play slick and loose with words. And guys, look, Marte, she is a B-dub, obviously, so that's B-dub behavior, right? To play fast and loose with words.
Well, she contradicts herself too later on this whole episode, which I didn't bring up on the panel, but she basically says, I can give you proof that he was the patsy. And then later on, she says, no, let's not focus on the idea that he's a patsy, which why we're here in the first place.
Listen, Marte,
contradicts herself.
She said that she believes there's a 0% chance that this guy did it.
Yeah, she said 0, which is
that is absolutely insane.
Yeah, insane.
Matt, the floor is yours, and then we'll give the floor to Marte so you can talk about kind of his experience.
If you have a source that you can't divulge, then you don't talk about the thing at all. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like if you have a piece of evidence that's like, say, classified, or you can't divulge the source, then you just don't talk about what that source was talking about at all. Yeah. You don't try and insinuate and say, well, the French Foreign Legion, I have a source there. And then when somebody says, well, who's your source? Well, I can't tell you that. No, you could very well easily be lying about exactly what you're talking about. And she clearly is. If you listen to any of her podcasts that she did earlier when this was beginning, that's exactly what she was doing. I have a Mossad agent that came to me about this, and I have this, and I have that, and somebody who served in this group and that group, and it's like, and it's all meant to give her credibility where she doesn't really have any. It's to lend credence to something that never really existed in the first place, and she always tries to use these shadowy organizations to do that, to kind of bridge the gap between what she's claiming and what really happened. And whenever you try and expose that, or try and question her on the evidence, I can't tell you who told me this. It's very much like news by gossip.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's exactly what she is. This is
But
all
Matt,
gossip and
Matt,
insinuation.
Isn't that though, like her whole time with Blexit and Turning Point? Isn't that what she claimed that the left was doing the entire time?
Yeah, she learned from the best because now she's doing that exact. She is using the exact methods that she was once so critical and hostile towards.
Yeah. I just think, guys, that you cannot, in good faith, say that Andrew lost. He got cooked. If you're saying that, you're clearly biased, right? You just say you hate Andrew Wilson. And guys, if you don't understand what Andrew Wilson is trying to do, what his mission is, and how much good he's doing, I don't know what else to tell you guys. Like I said, in our red pill space, there are things that we fundamentally disagree with Andrew Wilson on. Yeah. Fine. But guys, is his heart in the right place? And is he doing good? I say yes to both of those. The better that, the more that Andrew Wilson wins, the more men win. The more men win, the more everyone wins. Okay? The more young men that turn to conservative values, to conservative Christian values, the better off society will be. Now, guys, once again, there's room over here in the pro-male space, not just red pill guys, but there's a Christian space where it's actual practicing Christians who are pro-male. There's room over in this pro-male space for all of us, right? But we can agree to disagree. It's the women, the LDHD TVs, and the wokey wokes that look for reasons to disqualify. Matt and I disagree on things. Marte and I, we've had discussions on things that we disagree on. But are we going in the same direction? Yeah. If Marte wins, let's just say that Marte somehow, claims victory for everything that he wants, that we live in Marte's world. Will my life be better as a man? I can say yes. Let's just say Matt finally destroys all the communists out there that he can't stand. Let's just say Matt can flip the switch and get rid of all the jihadists and communists in the world. Will that make my life better?
I would press that switch. I absolutely would.
Yes, and that matters more than anything else. Marte, the floor is here. If we could do this quick. Watch.
Fine with closings if you want to do closings.
Well, I also would just, if I may ask the question, is that permitted?
Go ahead.
Just so I also have.
Well, this is from Roma Army, right?
Real quick before we start, I have a debate coming up against Roma Army. We've been.
No way! Are you serious? Let's go.
I haven't announced this yet, but I guess I'm gonna just break it right now. So. She took a shot at Andrew Wilson and I took a shot back, and we've been going back in the DMs. So I have to release this hit piece on her today with her argument. What she's going to do is she's going to make another hit piece on me, and I'm going to challenge her to a debate. This is going to happen, and she's going to get thoroughly wrecked. I'm going to do a 2v2. It's going to be me against her and some woman named the Dadvocate. They're both going to get wrecked and destroyed in this debate. But anyways,
yeah, the Dadvocate, she's one of those where if you poke her enough, then the feminist comes out.
Yeah, she's a covert feminist in my book.
All these chameleons, all that it takes. Do you remember Melanie King, Marte?
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Okay, So Matt, there's this chick named Melanie King, and she was the one where she was like, Kevin Samuels was my best friend, and when he died, she was like that night where there was rumors coming out he died. She was live streaming herself, calling the local hospitals, trying to find my friend Kevin Samuels. Right? It was ridiculous. So right after that, people were criticizing her because she's supposed to be the men's advocate and trying to show out. All of a sudden, she went on the whole, all you men are all broke and all you men don't get pussy and blah. So she basically became a feminist.
Yep.
It just came out of her. Yeah.
One thing real quick, because I knew you said you were going to give me the floor. I'll just be real quick about this. So I'll say this before we start this clip about Candace. She is a master in pseudoscience. And what I mean by this isn't kudos I'm giving her. She's just really good at not only evasion, but also this bodes well to her purpose. You ever see a counselor because they practice pseudoscience? If they actually fix their clients and customers, would they have a client base left over? You'd say no. So if Candace actually found the truth to these conspiracies and actually look forward to getting these and solve crimes, she wouldn't have any drama for her channel. It's the same practice. We've seen this in history, and all Candace is doing is recycling this in the form of just entertainment and media, but profiting off of using $300 off of her friend's dead body to do this, which is morally horrible.
Yeah. But we'll do this, Marte, and then
$300,000, not $300.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Keep saying that you have evidence or like you are following evidence. Which one of the charges against, or all of them, do you think Tyler Robinson is guilty of?
The specific charge? Yeah. So what I think is that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, but of the 7 charges that he's being charged.
Yeah, can we list them real quick? I'll tell you exactly which ones. We'll pull them up.
Well, do you know any of the charges he's up for right now?
Yeah, of course. But I want to make sure that we have them listed.
Yeah, but like can you name one? Because my general perspective is that you don't actually care about this case. You're not following the case.
That's the question.
Yeah. So guys, do you see what she did there? Now, guys, Andrew Wilson is a very analytical person, and he's very clear and he's concise. That's why he said bring up the charges so we can go through them one by one. And she's trying to say, oh, so you don't remember them off the top of your head? And if Marte goes, what ingredients in this dish do you not like? And Marte goes, well, here, let's bring up the list of ingredients. I'm like, oh, you don't know what's in this? Do you not know how to cook? It's like, what kind of stupid argument is this? So
you're just not following it enough.
It seems pretty like if you're going to engage, you're going to say the evidence is overwhelming that Tyler Robinson is guilty. I just think that you should. Like, can you tell me one
then let's do
charge?
And he never said that. He said, why do you have any reason to believe anything other than what the state said? He didn't say it was overwhelming evidence. He's saying that you have an alternative theory. Theory. Where's your evidence?
You can really, this is a great gotcha.
No. You just got to ask me, play clips out of context, put me in the hot seat. So please just answer the question.
This is fair. Name all 7 since you've been following the case.
Okay, sure. You name one.
Yeah, you named all 7.
I'm happy to do that, but can you name one?
I think he's been charged with murder.
That's actually incorrect.
Okay, great. Now name all 7.
Now he said murder, guys. Okay, murder. She's gonna say aggravated murder. Aggravated murder is still murder. Okay. If someone says manslaughter, right? There's 3 different types of manslaughter. Does it matter? Does it truly matter? If Marte is charged with aggravated robbery, and I just say, well, he's charged with robbery, does it really matter in the context of the conversation?
Yes.
No.
People are mad because he's not being accurate with the language and saying what it actually is listed, because Andrew's arguing the substance of what this is, what you're talking about, AG. Like, it's still murder regardless. That's the end result of this. So when he said this, now they're like, oh, it's not accurate. It doesn't appeal to us because it's not literally what it says on there. That's crazy. It's still murder. Right.
Yeah. I mean, guys, come on. Oh, here. Someone got charged with I don't know, attempting lewd and lascivious acts with a minor. It's like, that's still kid diddling. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What doesn't matter what degree it is, you still got charged with it, buddy boy. Come on.
My mod said, well, if a bird flew through your window, what hit your window? Somebody says a bird. Wrong. It was a pigeon.
It was a red robin.
Yeah, it was a red robin, but it's still a bird. It's still a bird.
He doesn't even, it's like,
name all 7.
And I
can you name all 7?
I can't.
Then do it.
Sure. You don't have to
do it. No, do it. I'll count them. Go ahead.
You don't have to put your fingers up.
Okay, name them.
Yeah, sure.
Name them.
The first charge is aggravated murder because that's what carries a death sentence.
So murder.
No, that's not. That is literally not murder.
Okay.
It is murder. It's in the word. It's in the title. It's literally not murder. Guys, this is what women do, right? Guys, and this is why, once again, guys, you cannot ever allow yourself to be led by, counseled by women at all. Because they shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. This might as well be a Kevin Samuels call. Seriously. You didn't say aggravated murder. It's not the same thing. Yes, it is.
I don't have to do it in a time limit. There's nothing going on. And just to explain to people the difference of why that really matters and shows that he doesn't actually care about this at all is because aggravated murder, it's narrowly defined and because it carries a death sentence.
It's still murder.
I'm going to answer the question.
Okay,
You're just going to recognize that your strategy of thinking that people are intimidated when you try to put a time constraint doesn't work, and you'll be better the next time you do it.
I got it. Give me the other ones.
The more you cut me off, the longer I'll take. Do you want to just wait for me to finish of why that's a big difference so that people
I just
don't walk
want you
away?
to list the charges.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. You just don't get to pretend that there's a time constraint for me to do that.
Well, how long does it take you to list 7 charges?
Because I'm speaking. You just got to.
It sounds like you're just delaying it because you don't know.
I know all 7 of them. And I'm going to say again so that you're going to get embarrassed. You don't have to rush this. I'm also showing an example of a very flawed debate strategy.
Because she was saying he couldn't name them, but she couldn't name them either until she's trying to blah, 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 and actually take time to remember or have her fact checker read them off to her.
Time constraint.
I got one.
Great. The second charge is the felony discharge of a weapon. The next 2 charges are for obstruction of justice.
Okay.
The next 2 charges are for witness tampering. And the
What's
final
the specific charges though?
that is them: obstruction of justice, obstruction of justice, witness tampering, witness tampering.
Okay, and there's no other specifics to them.
Well, I can tell you why he's being charged.
No, just the charges and then 7.
Yeah. See, the bad thing is when you try to be an a-hole and it doesn't work.
What's the 7th?
The last charge is violence.
Oh, now she's calling names. Look at that.
Crazy.
Absolutely insane.
In front of a minor.
Okay, got it. So then he's being charged with murder. You just say aggravated murder. That's the distinction. You just want to.
It's a massive. It's like you cannot say murder versus aggravated murder.
But yeah, I'm fine with closings if you want to do closings.
All right. So she had it on her reels. It's gone now. But yeah, Marte, the floor is yours. But look, someone says, I'm a fan, Roma Army, but I think that you're very biased against Andrew, given that your debate fell through. And no, I'm not just a fan of him. I'm just making an observation. Someone says Candace is wrong here.
Yeah.
Someone says, so the whole debate went Candace, I feel. So guys, this isn't really going the way that Roma Army thought that it was gonna go.
Yeah, you're about to see another war between me and Roma pop off on. I don't know if you guys follow Instagram, but after today, you're gonna want to pay attention. This is gonna be insane.
Yeah, Marte, the floor is yours, pal.
This whole thing's gonna be insane. But go ahead. Give me a second. I got one call real quick.
Yeah. But guys, once again, here, let me mute. Yeah. Okay, so guys, let's see. Guys, please don't type in all caps in my chat, please. I'd appreciate that. And guys, hit the like button, please. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see here.
Pretty big organization. There's $100 million incentive. People, this is
what $100 million incentive.
What I'm saying is his organization, like it had grown to, I think it was 100
plus per year.
Yeah, per year. If that's something you want to factor.
Yeah, but what was your team wants to play video? If you don't mind,
Yeah,
there's a video they want to play of Candace said it's impossible to not believe Erica's complicit. If you guys want to play that video.
Could also just ask.
And so right now their guys are going out and they're going to look for evidence. And then by May, which is fortunately around the corner.
You back?
Hey, yeah, real quick. I have a guy named Avarice. He's a friend of mine. He says he usually types in caps. So he's wondering if you could let him type in caps in the chat because it's basically saying he's saying it's bitch behavior or something like that if you don't let him type in caps. Hey, it's not me. I'm just the messenger. Just whatever. Just saying.
But once again, he can type it. He can type in your chat. But why does he have to type in caps in my chat?
He always does this. I don't. It's just,
but I mean, bro, it's my chat.
Yeah.
I don't like all caps.
HJ's platform.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I got you.
Marte's streaming this on his stream too, so type in all caps there. I'm just saying that if I let him do it, then everyone that my mods have kicked in the last 3 years, it's gonna make me seem like a hypocrite. So I can't do it. If I have a rule, I have a rule. So, but Marte, the floor is yours, pal.
Well, my thing is I wanted to say
right back, buddy.
Yeah, with the Candace thing going on right now, the only thing I wanted to say was Andrew showed up to try to defend his position, which wasn't defending the state's case. The main thing that he wanted to just reveal was that Candace had no evidence the whole time. One thing that you need to ask the Candace people, and anybody asked you this online, was, can you tell me one piece of evidence that Candace used to disprove the Patsy thing or the Israel tie connection towards Charlie's death? Just ask that and watch them crumble. That's it. To me, that's the main key. And that's the reason why Andrew Wilson showed up to that debate, just to expose that. He didn't come to defend the state's position. That wasn't his thing, right? So
well, if that was his goal, then he accomplished it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's all he came to do. Yeah,
right. Like if that was his mission, then mission accomplished, sir. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're exactly right. She has not had any new evidence that she has put onto the internet or exposed or anything like that to substantiate any of the things that she insinuates. In fact, every single time I feel like somebody has asked her to do that in the past, the theory all of a sudden changes and it gets even crazier. And it's just it's gone into like a rabbit hole where it's like it's completely incongruous. Do you know what I mean?
Incongruent, you mean? But here's the problem with this. When you look at this, often what I get back from the wine moms, the conspiracy theorist wine moms, they'll ask, well, I don't care what you saw in the debate. I've been following her podcast for a long time. And if you saw her podcast, you would understand this. Well, here's the problem, though. Like, let's say you had a court case where you were accused of murder, but I told somebody, I said, you don't understand how the jury came to they're proving you innocent because you haven't followed his podcast leading up to this. Like, why am I appealing to something that doesn't pertain to the debate or anything else? You could have used it during the debate. If that was so compelling and strong, you could have used this evidence to the debate to destroy him. Why do I need to hearken to something that's you couldn't even use in the debate? That's what they do. They reach. All this thing was a reach. And that's what wine moms do all the time. Filth-found rhetoric is all they have. That's all they have.
I would agree. And you know, being the main purveyor of this point of view, you would think that she would be in the expert position, knowing all of the book, the amount of material that she's put out there. She's in command of all of that. She shouldn't need to go back or need to reference any of her prior podcasts that she's put out in order to make her case. She should be able to substantiate a case right then and there. Do you know what I mean? Like you shouldn't have to have a 6 months of experience listening to her in order to understand the case that she makes in this debate. If she was really in command of the facts, she would be able to make her case, substantiate the things or claims that she was making, and do that in a clear and coherent way. And that was not the case. That was not the case.
Well, that's the thing, though. When you pin somebody down to a debate or an argument, shout out to Word War Debate. If you guys aren't following and you guys aren't tuned in and sub to their channel, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your life, by the way. But anyway, shout out to them. Also, back to this. That's the thing, though. When you pin somebody down in a debate, you have to actually substantiate your claims. You have to create some evidence or proof. Evidence and proof can be two different things, right? But if we're talking about this whole case and she's making all these allegations that are basically defamation, it's public defamation and media towards her kids have to deal with this. It's the same thing. Like, all of us are kind of red pilled to some degree, you know, as for the manosphere. We all promote the manosphere, which means we're against OF models and, you know, women behavior of just sleeping around, body count and all this other shit. Kids get shamed because of what their mom does, right? We understand that there's repercussions. Well, the repercussions and the ripple effect, what Candace's claims are going to be is your mom tried to kill your dad somehow. They're going to have to go through school hearing this. This is this is defamation, not even borderline defamation. Andrew Wilson came to this debate just asking, can you at least substantiate this conspiracy theories that could hurt or harm them in like this ripple effect with their kids going to school, their lineage growing up and having to face the burden of having to turn down and debunk for the rest of their life? No, my mom didn't try to have my dad killed. No, my mom. They're going to have to say this the whole time. The same thing with the OF daughter that says, I know you saw my mom gangbang like 5 guys on camera, but that was a long time ago. It's the same shit. It's harmful rhetoric and it's going to affect people's families and all this. I don't care if you go to private school, public school, the internet is forever. And they're going to have to hear Candace, who's a massive media personality, say this. Like, your mom tried to kill your dad, right? I know I heard this for the 5th time in homeroom. It's like, bro, and they have to be inundated with false claims the whole time. All he asked was like, can you at least give a little grace to give evidence of what you're saying? She provided none. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel, and here we go with, I feel, this has like the taste of like spite and envy and jealousy written all over it when it comes to the case that she makes against Erica Kirk. She never misses an opportunity to dig in the claws and to be as purposely offenseful, like she's trying to incite her. That's how this that's what this has the smell of.
Yeah, well, there's also that too, with that, like, where that's very, I'm not going to say you're being found rhetoric here, but we can't really, that's something I wouldn't lean towards. Like, that's great, a great conversation piece. The main thing that I want to talk about is the money. Yep. Now, Candace is lying if she says, well, I didn't do this for the money. Well, why raise it to 500,000, then bring it back down to 300,000? That debunks her whole claim. The second thing that debunks her whole claim, her husband is British nobility, royalty, makes way more money than she does. This is like a drop in the bucket for her. Why does she need to keep this? The fact that she kept this tells you it's about the money. It's about it's spite on her end for sure. So that supports your claim of like it being spite. If this is a drop in the bucket, why keep the money? Why not donate it to the college funds of the kids or something like that? But you're going to keep it? This is like $10 to you in your pocket. You're just going to keep this? Wild. Insane, especially in this economy of all of us normies looking at that. That's a shit ton of money for us, but you're going to keep it. It's about the money. Also, It's also about the money.
Goes to motive.
Well, that's one part of it. I mean, we need to look at the motive. It's like, we have to think about this. And then, my mom brings up the fact that she played ads during this too. So I'm like, you had to just play the ads and then shove more Candace in her face. So it's like Andrew's side couldn't even have a break from Candace. Even a break wasn't a real break if we had to see Candace and hear Candace sell us some more BS in between her selling BS during this debate. It's crazy.
I would agree, sir. I was like, this sort of felt like a cat fight. Where one of the cats was swinging, and the other tried to not get emotional. I was underwhelmed.
I wouldn't say a cat fight. I think it just depends on what side you're on, because if you look at Candace's side, which are wine moms who look at murder mysteries the whole time and don't watch debates. Like, let's say you don't tune into Word War Debate. You're not going to look at like the technical use of questioning somebody from using the Socratic method of asking questions. And that questions can knock you out. Believe it or not, you don't even have to use an ad hominem attack or anything like that. A question can put you in a circumstance where you have to now wiggle out of that scenario or the corner that I put you in. But just by asking, where's your evidence? Can you tie in the fact that he's a patsy? I know you have this one puzzle piece, Candace, but can you at least breadcrumb me to where the trail makes sense and lead up to Erica somehow? If you can do that, that's all I'm asking. She couldn't do that. So that one question, and that's why he had to keep dragging her back to the question. She ran away from it, dragged her back to that question, ran away from it. So all you saw was like a game of cat and mouse. Andrew was the cat. She was the mouse. He had to keep pawing her and grabbing the mouse back. You got away, got to paw and grab. That's all that happened. So to somebody who realizes what debates look like and has been following debates for a long time, that's more or less what it looked like. But if you say it looks like a cat fight, yeah, to the wine moms, maybe.
What I kind of meant like a one-sided cat fight. Like I feel like it was just going around in a circle. That like you say, you know, with the cat grabbing the mouse and bringing it back to the starting point. Yeah. I don't feel like there was ever like a good conclusion that was finally resolved in this conflict or in this exchange. I feel like he denied her insofar as that was really the only thing that he needed to do to arrive at his goal, right? Was just to prevent her.
Guys, if I can just
go
cut
ahead.
in really fast. Let's get down to the most basics here, right? In a trial, guys, you are either guilty or what?
Not guilty.
No, you're guilty or not guilty. Yes, correct. Yep. Guys, we are presumed innocent, which means in each court case, you have three sides. You have guilty, not guilty, and innocent. Now, it's the state's job to prove your guilt. Not guilty does not mean innocent. Okay? Now, guilty is a positive claim. Innocent is a positive claim. Now, luckily, somehow, by the grace of God, we have created this beautiful system where we have presumed innocence, because it always hasn't been that way. There have been societies where you're guilty until proven innocent. There are times where you have to prove innocence or guilt. It's nuts. But we live in a criminal justice system where it's up to the state to prove you did said thing. The state is saying this guy shot Charlie Kirk. Andrew Wilson saying either I don't believe, either the state might be right or I don't know. So he's saying either not guilty. I mean, he's saying guilty or not guilty. Candace Owens is saying innocent. Is saying something else happened completely. And what Andrew Wilson is saying is you're making a positive claim. You're not just saying I don't believe the state. You're saying that X, Y, and Z happened. You're saying that Israel, Mossad, the French Foreign Legion, he's going, where are you getting this from? And just like Matt said, oh, well, my podcast, it doesn't matter what your podcast is. You should be able to say this person, this file, blah, 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 blah. This should have only taken 45 minutes. If Candace Owens was actually there in good faith, this should have been about 45 minutes. She should have said, all right, okay. I don't think that what's his name shot Charlie Kirk. I think it was Israel. I think of this and that because of this, and this. And I can confirm this. I can't talk about this here, but afterwards, I'll go over my sources with you. And they should have taken like a 30-minute break, and Andrew could have looked at the sources and said yay or nay. That's it. But she couldn't do that. And the fact that they didn't do that means she's full of it. Because I always say this, guys, the one conspiracy theory that I think about more than anything else, 9/11. Guys, I don't know what happened on 9/11. I just know that what the government said happened didn't happen. I can't tell you what did. I don't know. I just don't believe that whole story. That's it. Now,
yeah,
I don't know.
She didn't tie anything in here. She didn't use any, like, let's say if I have a puzzle piece, right? Like one little thing. But in order to create a puzzle, you need like more than one piece to do this. All Andrew did was to ask her, hey, can you put this puzzle together? Because we have one piece and we don't know what the whole picture looks like. If I gave you one piece, AJ, of a puzzle, could I tell you that, like, and I told you that this was an animal. Let's say that this was one little piece of an animal puzzle piece. Now I'm telling you it's an animal. And of course, we'll agree that we're here to see if it's an animal, but we don't know what kind of animal it is. It could be a lion, it could be an elephant, but we don't know.
She didn't even open the box to show you that there's a puzzle in the first place.
Right, but I'm asking, like, hey, okay, since you say it's an animal, I'll even be charitable and agree that's an animal. Show me what kind of animal it is. So even if we agree what kind of animal it is, the fact that you can't show me how you got the fact that it's an elephant, you could just be making shit up. It's just you're using all these gaps so that people can fill in with could, maybe, hopefully, might be. That's all she did during the whole debate. This is a masterclass in avoidance. That's all she did.
That would be like saying that there's a puzzle and there's a ship on the box. And she goes, no, that's not a ship. There's an elephant in there. And you're like, how do you know that? Well, my feelings say that that if those pieces in that box are an elephant. And you're like, but you have where? How do you know this? You haven't even opened the box. Well, I just know.
Let's say she did open the box, and we got the box open during this debate, and she only pulled out one piece, and we both know that one piece is brown. She said it's a ship because it's made of wood. How many animals have brown on their coat color?
Yeah.
And how many things in life? It could be a bird. It could be, but just because it's brown, she took one little thing and ran with it. Oh, it's a ship. That's
Guys,
what it is. I'm like, what?
Is this her own picture on her laptop? It is. Look at this. This is like,
yeah, it is. Yeah,
dude, you want to talk about narcissism, right?
Yeah.
Bro, can you imagine? There's like these chicks that screensaver on their phone is like their own face.
Insane. That's like self-idolatry. She's like becoming her own god somehow. But she might be to her masses, her cultish following for sure.
Yeah, I think though that back in the day when I actually found her to be entertaining was 2016 to about 2019, right? Because she was still pissing off all the people that I hate the most, But the last 5 years, she's been locked in her studio, talking into a camera and saying all types of cockamamie crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's been to her own detriment because, guys, debate skills atrophy. They're like any other muscle. If you don't use them, they atrophy. And she showed this here where it's my feelings, it's my intuition, spirit, crystal energy. You know what I'm saying? And all the Andrew Wilson haters are like, so Marte, that panel you're on, what were they even trying to argue? That Andrew lost the debate?
I was, of course, Fatty's panels always have black folk, like a lot of B-dubs and all that on there. I was expecting to like debate a bunch of black folk that were just siding with Candace because she's black. That's very common, right? It was Dusty. Dusty was the main one who was saying no, and he was defending Candace. And I was like, what? And he said, well, it's the receipts. It's the receipts that Candace called the restaurant. I can confirm this. The restaurant denies this on their own Facebook page. What do you so he got destroyed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the interesting thing is Andrew Wilson, the last time he was on there, he was talking about the whole Carmelo Anthony case.
Yeah.
And people actually thought somehow that Andrew Wilson lost. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. I was actually supposed to be on that panel, but I was going through school at the time, so I couldn't do it. So
yeah. So, guys, yelling, screaming, acting stupid is not the way to win a debate. And unfortunately, in a lot of primarily black spaces, that's what it kind of devolves into. And guys, that's why I just can't. No thanks. None for me. So, but yeah.
Then she'll see what they found. So what the F is that performance? How could you sit up there and say, I 100% believe Tyler Robinson did it? That right there is why it is impossible for me to think that Erica Kirk is not complicit somehow. Because what?
No, guys, do you see? She said, I think that it's impossible for me to think that Erica Kirk is not complicit somehow, meaning that she is complicit in the death of her husband. And watch her try and dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
Those two thoughts actually don't even follow. How would it be the case that even if Erica Kirk did believe that Tyler Robinson was 100% responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk, let's just say she believed it with every fiber of her being, believed all the evidence, because she did. She just actually did. Would it then follow that somehow she's complicit in his death?
I didn't say implicit in death.
Oh, please.
Hey, my friend, I gotta check out Marcus. It was nice meeting you tonight. You guys have a great night.
All right, Matt. Thanks, buddy.
All right, have a good one, man.
Guys, so I'll drop the link. If anyone what's coming up, but guys, we'll do like a 4-person panel limit. So, but yeah.
You added those 2 words.
Okay, it's what's she complicit in?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. What is she complicit in? You added those 2 words. This is what these women, Martin.
Yeah.
The only thing worse than a dunderheaded broad is a dunderheaded broad who thinks she's smart. I mean, let's be honest.
So sowing this narrative that Tyler Robinson is guilty.
Marte. Everyone's like, why was Andrew's foot shaking? What? Motherfucker, he smokes. He went 4 hours without a cigarette.
That's what I was saying. The hankering for a cigarette is strong.
Have you ever been around someone who smokes and doesn't get a cigarette for more than an hour? They're freaking tap dancing. You know what I'm saying? They just get fidgety. That's just the way it works. You know what I'm saying? So
you're chopping up clips. Like I said, you didn't have the confidence to
Okay,
come
well,
in
tell me,
debate, so
what
now
does
you're
that mean?
chopping
What
it
does
up.
complicit mean?
We are showing a clip of her on Barry Weiss, which I can't remember the date that she did that interview. And Erica, when she is asked, "Are you one? Do you feel with 100% certainty that Tyler Robinson did this?" And she says, "I do." Then again, context matters. I sit down with Erica for 4 hours under the assumption that she had some evidence, right? Like I'm like, this is why I did not engage in any like Erica, everyone's questioning what she's wearing and all this stuff. I was like, I'm going to wait here because I don't know, just it feels weird to think that, did I think that some of her
Oh, it feels weird. Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's definitely, feels.
mannerisms were weird and stuff like that. Yeah, but that's not, you can't convict somebody on weird mannerisms. And then when I sat down with her and I was expecting for her to say, well, I'm obviously the victim on the case and we got to see the shot, taken or this or that, whatever it is. Great. That's why she has that much confidence 2 months ago. And when I sat down with her, it was nothing. It was nothing. Okay. So this is a conversation.
How would that make her complicit?
Complicit. And again, you said complicit in the death of Charlie Kirk.
Complicit in what? Yeah.
Well, if you let me finish my sentence, I could tell you that. But my point being is that then you take a look at this and you go, okay, well, this is weird. Why would you have this confidence? And then when you sit across from somebody and you say, okay, great, I want to go out there and defend you now. I want people to know that you can't say this stuff publicly, but you know more things. And she just blanks. And then she says, well, I'm going to call the lawyer. And she called the lawyer. Again, all of this is on my show. So out of context clips is not going to work because I know what I say on my show. Okay. So we call her lawyer and her lawyer says to us, she calls him on the phone.
You guys, look.
AJ, I'm just going to let you know, somebody on my channel wants to come on your channel and they're a Candace supporter. Weird, I know. So, but just be prepared that somebody that supports Candace's argument is going to come on the channel. I'm going to wreck the shit out of them if they try to defend Candace, by the way.
Our link is there. What's the person's name?
His name is Workademics.
Okay.
That's his name. Just a heads up. So it's not going to be like an echo chamber. There you go.
Yeah. Mr. Work, what's up, dude?
What's good? What's good, everybody? I just debated Ryan, the lawyer of Andrew or something, on his channel. Destroyed him on there, and I was just hoping to come and debate other people about this.
So you said you destroyed him. I haven't seen that, so I'm just going to take your word for it. So I haven't
destroyed him on what though? This is my thing. Charlie Kirk is dead in the ground, right? They have the person who they said killed him. They have a trial. No. Let's just say he gets found guilty. He goes to jail. How does that affect your life and mine if this guy goes down for it? And then also too, okay, let's just say that this guy didn't do it is completely wrong. What evidence? Okay, if this guy didn't do it, we're back to I don't know because we don't know who did it. What do you think? What do you think happened, and what evidence do you have to lead you to that conclusion? Because I'm saying if you think X is wrong and you say that you have a Y, what led you to the Y? Because that's my issue with Candace Owens is she's not saying X is false. If she said this guy didn't do it, but we don't know, that's fine. My issue is she's saying not only did this guy not do it, but Israel, Mossad, French Legion. What I'm saying is those are some pretty grandiose claims that we haven't seen any grandiose evidence. So,
and then she's saying 0% chance, meaning it's 100% chance that he didn't do this.
Well, I mean, you kind of asked me a lot of questions there. So can we be concise and I'll answer whatever question you have?
Yes. Do you believe that this guy did it? Question number one.
I think he was involved, and I think she holds the same position that he's involved. To what degree, I think, is what people are trying to determine.
But she said there was a 0% chance that he did it. Do you agree with her there?
I think it's possible he could have done it. So I just
0%. Marte, hold on.
Yeah, good.
So you disagree with her when she said there was a 0% chance he did it.
Yeah, I disagree with her.
Yeah. Okay. Now number two. Okay. If you don't believe, if you don't believe what the state is saying, what do you think happened, and why do you think said thing happened?
So that's a good question. I think for a lot of conspiracies, in order to develop a conspiracy, it's not about having a counter of what happened. It's just about questioning what's told to be the case, right? So even with JFK,
but hold on, let me just stop you quick. Okay, you're not. Okay, I'm not asking if you're saying I just don't believe the state, because a lot of conspiracy theorists say I don't believe that what the state said about the JFK thing happened. I don't believe that. So for instance, 9/11, right? I don't believe what the government said happened. I don't believe it. I just don't, right?
No, I don't either.
I don't have an alternative theory. And what I'm asking you is, what is your alternative theory, and why did you come to that conclusion?
Well, so for 9/11, you would have an alternative theory, right? Because
I don't.
Well, so here's the thing.
For the Candace thing.
Well, by definition, by not believing the state, that means the state's involved because the state is implicated by lying, right? So even in 9/11, if you don't believe the state,
they just didn't make a good enough case. So for instance, if you are found not guilty in a trial, that doesn't mean the state lied. It just means that they didn't make a good enough case. They just told you what's insufficient enough to support what they told you.
Yeah, but okay, so we can get back to Candace and get into particulars.
No, this is parallel. Hold on. This is parallel to the same thing because the state is making a claim with this Tyler guy.
Yeah, exactly.
And the state made a claim with 9/11. What I'm saying is I don't believe the 9/11 thing, but I don't know enough to assume that I know anything else. I'm just saying that I don't know. And that's a perfectly reasonable answer. I don't know a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is with this Taylor thing, if you don't believe that what the state is saying happened, what makes you believe that something else happened? What makes you go from I don't know what happened to I do know what happened?
That last question you asked me, I can answer that. So I can tell you the reason.
Before you start, don't use probably, might be, or could be. Can you try that?
Yeah, I can do that. So I mean, I don't know why, because I'm giving you my rationale, right? He's literally asking me why would I believe this? And then you don't want me to say like probabilistically and probabilities as to why I came to that conclusion.
But we have to
argument. That's a fallacy.
No, but I guess like you sound like all of us here are intelligent men, right? So we don't need to say not all or probably. Like you can just make the statement and we'll just assume. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get that. But if my belief hinges on a probabilistic outcome, then in that case, even if it doesn't, I guess it's kind of it's irrelevant.
That's all beliefs, though, depend on a probabilistic outcome. Can you name one that doesn't? So, anyways, the floor is yours, my friend.
Okay, so here's why I think that the state is lying about what happened. Okay, so you had Kash Patel that shut down investigation into foreign involvement. Okay, and even people who were whistleblowers.
Wait, Mr. Work, hold on, wait, stop. Let's start with what you think happened first and support that. You don't need to disprove what the state said because I will grant you that what the state says is wrong. I grant that now. So now you don't have to talk about what the state's problems are. Now let's talk about what you believe and how you got there. That's what I want to focus on.
Okay, because at first you asked me what makes it so I don't believe the state's case, but now you want to know what my opinion is on the case.
I asked, what do you think happened and why do you believe it? That's what I asked.
AJ's asking you if there's 100 possibilities, why cling to that one?
Well, I don't know what actually happened. I mean, I don't think anybody really knows what actually happened.
Okay, but what do you think happened?
I mean, I think we're not being given the full story around the assassination.
But what do you think happened?
Yeah, so AJ, and here's the thing, and this is why it kind of your question is forcing me to come up with another story.
That's what Candace Owens is doing. She's coming up with another story. She's saying Mossad. She's saying
not.
Foreign Legion. Yes, she is. She's saying another story. She's making up another narrative. And then Andrew's asking for the evidence.
I have a question.
That's not true. That's not true. I just want to answer that.
Yes, it is. Hold on. Wait.
Okay.
Hold on. Can you tell? Wait. You can't just speculate to what you think happened. You can't come up with a scenario really fast and what you think likely happened.
Before I answer this, though, I just want to address the last point you made because I don't want to, keep answering questions and then never actually getting to address the points that you're making. Is that fair? Can I just address the last thing you just said?
Yes. But the first question that I asked you was, what do you think happened and why?
Yes. So, and then I said, I don't know what happened. And then you said, well, Candace does. And she's saying Israel and France, right? And the thing is, she's claiming their involvement, but she's not fleshing out a full story of what they did to the extent of how they were involved. It could have been something where they knew and let it happen. But then you would still say that they're implicated because people say that happened on 9/11 as well. But she's not giving an alternative story of exactly what happened.
When she said that there was a 0% chance that this Tyler guy did it, she's saying that what the state is saying is false because they're saying he did it. Therefore, she's saying X is wrong and I have Y. The X, therefore Y. And what I'm asking is, how did she get to Y and where's the evidence? Instead of saying X is wrong, therefore question mark.
Okay,
do you understand?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I got you now. So the reason she's saying is 0% chance that she believes Tyler did it. And even if there's a 0% she believes Tyler did it, it doesn't mean that she comes up with the alternative scenario here. But here's why she says
it is because the state is saying Tyler did it. That means that anything past that is all alternative, bro.
Yeah.
Well, no, because by your logic with 9/11, you said just because you don't believe in the official story doesn't mean that you have an alternative story. Isn't that what you said?
I say that every single solitary thing that the state said is completely wrong? No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is that I don't believe that what they said was accurate.
Yeah, she doesn't believe that it's accurate that he took the shot.
What I'm saying is I don't know. She's taking it past that and saying it has to be Israel in this. She's making a positive statement. If I say I believe that these people were involved, those are claims, correct?
Yes, those would be claims, but I don't know how.
Which means I have to back those up with evidence, correct?
Yeah, so here's the thing, AJ. She's saying that she doesn't believe Tyler took the shot, and that's where she says 0%. That doesn't...
How do we arrive at the 0% though? That's what me and AJ are trying to get at.
Yeah, no, I can get you there and I can tell you why she says that. But the problem is her believing that he didn't take the shot doesn't mean she's proposing that Israel took the shot, that France took the shot. Now she's saying that she believes they're involved, but she hasn't fleshed out an alternative to the state's case.
Yes, it is, because the state's case doesn't talk about Mossad or Israel or the Foreign Legion or any of that.
Yeah, but that's the same with 9/11. People don't believe the official story.
Exactly.
But nobody knows exactly what happened.
Okay, let me go back to this. If someone says X and you say, I don't believe X, and you say, I don't believe, that means you're at, I don't know. I don't believe it. Now, if I say, I don't believe X, I believe Y, I'm saying X is false, and therefore I'm asserting Y. I have to prove Y. I mean, Y meaning X in the letter Y, right? Candace is saying, I don't believe X. I'm asserting Y.
Where's the assertion of Y? What did she say that asserts
Israel,
Y?
Mossad, Foreign Legion, all these other things, this huge conspiracy that the government is not saying, that the district attorney is not saying. She's adding all this other stuff, this whole spider web, a cloak and dagger stuff that she's asserting, and she needs to have evidence for.
Yeah.
No. So give me the exact. Hold on, because you said she's making an assertion and she's asserting Israel. How does she insert, or I'm sorry, how does she assert exactly how Israel did it? Did she say they planned it? Did she say they? What did she say they did?
She said that Charlie Kirk changed his stance on Israel like right before he died, and therefore they had some hand in it. And then she says in this interview that Foreign Legion had their feet on the ground. She said so. So
yeah,
what I'm
but
saying
that doesn't mean that they did it though.
Well, exactly, because there's no evidence.
Yes,
so I'm saying
so you're acknowledging that she's not asserting that they did it, right?
Because she's inserting it into her argument. She's saying, "Look, it's not just this Tyler guy. He's a patsy." That's why she's saying that there's a 0% chance that he did it because of all these other agents. That's what she's saying. What I'm saying is that's fine. She can assert that all she wants, but where's the evidence for it? Look, me guys, for all who are listening. I don't know is a perfectly good answer. Guys, I made it to calculus. There's linear algebra. I don't know anything about linear algebra. I don't. The smartest man is a person who can say, I don't know. Marte, he does stuff, that he's talked to me about. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Guys, I don't know is a perfectly reasonable answer. If the case that the government's trying to bring against this Tyler guy makes no sense, the answer is I don't know. But anything past I don't know, and you better have your facts straight, or we're gonna look at you funny. That's just the way it works.
So here are the assertions. I just pulled them up that Candace made. If you can debunk these, Mr. Word, because of course you're coming in here as an op. She says that Robinson was a patsy and evidence was fake. That's assertion number one. They're tied together. The second assertion was that Kirk was betrayed by Erica Kirk in relation to the murder itself. That's a positive assertion that she made. Where's the evidence for any of this? Can you tie this to what you're talking about?
Okay, so here's the thing, though. Even those assertions had nothing to do with an alternative theory as to who killed Charlie Kirk, do they?
Yes, it's because she's trying to poke holes in the state's case. She's trying to say that the state's case is wrong because this happened.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Look, I just want to be logical here. And I hope you guys hear me out.
Being logical now? Okay, go ahead.
So look, given AJ's use of logic, right? And he said there's scenarios where somebody says X is not true. And then people say X, not only that X is not true, but that Y is true. Okay?
Correct.
Using that form of logic structure, her saying X is not true, Tyler did not kill Charlie, right? That's the X. Well, wait, hold on.
There's 0% chance, which means there's 100% chance that he's a patsy.
Well, hold on. Can I get through this?
That's not what you're talking about. Yeah.
Hold on. That still follows. You see, so you're not listening to me because I said her X is that Tyler did not kill Charlie. Is that not the X?
No, X. X.
If Tyler's a patsy, he killed Charlie. Go ahead,
Marte. X is what is the official narrative that the state is saying happened. That is X.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. I'll follow.
Candace is saying that X is not true.
Okay. So what's the official narrative that the state is providing?
The official narrative is that this dude this Tyler, they're trying to say this Tyler guy shot and killed Charlie Kirk. It's been in the news for like 9 months.
Okay. So why did you disagree with me to agree with me? Because I literally just said the X you're talking about is that Tyler killed Charlie. Can we come to agreement now that that's what the X is in your logic structure?
That's not. We can agree now, but that's not what you said earlier. But either way, we'll move past.
I swear to you, that is what I said. I promise you, that's what I said. Yes, it is.
So the X that we're agreeing on is that Charlie Kirk was shot by this Tyler guy. Okay. Candace Owens is saying that X is not true.
Okay, perfect. So from your logic structure, you're saying not only is she saying X is not true, but then she's asserting that Y is true, right?
Yes.
So if the X is that Charlie was not killed by Tyler, then her assertion of Y.
No, the X is that he was. No, the X is that he was killed by Tyler.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying if the X
you
is
just
not
said not by mistake.
Okay, thank you for the correction. So if the X is Tyler, if she's refuting the X that Tyler killed Charlie,
correct,
and you're saying she's asserting Y, then the assertion has to be who killed Charlie. So what assertion has she given for who killed Charlie?
That Mossad was involved, that the Foreign Legion was involved, and there's all these, but it still is different than. Okay, I see what you're doing. The state's case is saying that Tyler did this, that he's the lone shooter, and you're trying to say that she's trying to say that he did it plus other agents. Correct? That's what you're trying to say. Her why is. Correct?
Yeah, that possibility. Yep, there's involvement from other actors. Yep.
Okay, and I would even answer then. What evidence is there to say that the why yes, that's still a huge claim.
Yep, I can give you that. Okay, so now that we're there, I can give you the evidence that she's saying other actors were involved. She's not saying who necessarily killed him, but she's just outlining that there's more involvement from other actors.
Well, but she did say that there was a 0% chance that Tyler did it, though. She said it in this live stream. She said it.
Yeah. I can give you want to talk about that, or you want to talk about her involvement for foreign actors?
Well, let's actually start there, because now we have definitively that she believes that X is false. Definitively, she said that.
Yeah.
Okay, I can give you that. So the reason that she's come up to that conclusion that Tyler did not kill Charlie Kirk, or she's refuting the X, right, is basically you have the fact that the way it was done was fairly odd, with him doing that Navy or military crawl on the roof, taking the shot, and then disappearing, and then you have the DNA. I know you guys say, well, it's not Lance Twiggs, and we don't know if Lance Twiggs is on there because they haven't identified all the profiles that are on there. But we just know Tyler is the most degraded, and that's logically consistent. If he was to be a patsy, that his DNA wouldn't be, the most prevalent on the weapon, right? Because and here's what I mean by that. If let's say he was a patsy, and you guys are like, yeah, he was a patsy, right? And then the DNA comes out and it shows that he 100% was the most DNA on the weapon. You guys would use that as evidence that it was him because his DNA was 100% on the evidence more than evidence.
No, stop. I'm not using it for evidence. I'm not trying to argue against what Candace is arguing. She could be right, but I don't know the evidence. See, I don't know. That's just the thing. So don't assume that I'm taking any side. Honestly, Mr. Word, I don't even care. If this guy goes down for that, he's some wokey woke weirdo transformer or whatever. I don't care if he goes down for this. I'm so past this Charlie Kirk thing. What's interesting to me is the whole conspiracy theory thing, and Candace Owens, why she's so obsessed with this entire thing, and how she went from clear, concise, dunking on the libtards, Candace Owens, to I had a dream, and my feelings the last 9 months have basically undid like all respect that I had for Candace Owens from 2016 to like 2020. She kind of embarrassed herself the last like 9 months over this whole thing. I don't understand why this is relevant. The old Candace Owens, she was trying to get us blacks to actually start leaving the Democratic plantation and doing things that were important. This is not important. It's not.
Well, she was friends with him. So, and here's the thing, AJ. If she was actually friends with Charlie, like she said she was, and they've done a lot together and they've been together for a long time as friends, wouldn't you expect her, if she honestly believed that there was more to the story than what we were being told, to actually go on this crusade of trying to figure out the truth? Like, why does the fact that her current belief aligns more with the left bother you if that's what she truly believes to be the case?
Because it's
Like, to me, that's kinda
dominating.
Because
I'll
it
tell you
sells.
why. Because it sells.
It sells.
It's dominating her entire narrative. And here's the thing: we're on the prefaces with the DSA and all these woke goofballs out here. Candace Owens needs to be out there doing what she does best, and that's going and debating these woke socialists and just mowing them down. But instead, she's stuck on this. What's the point? We're never going to truly know what happened to Charlie Kirk, ever. We're not going to know. It's going to be another JFK, another Hoffa, another 9/11. We're not going to know. So what's the point?
Well, AJ, so I think you're kind of exposing yourself. And here's the thing: I don't want to be
Exposing
koof or anything.
myself? How? I'm not asserting.
It seems like you're a political hack. And here's the reason I say that.
How am I? This ought to be good.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can explain it to you. If you allow me to, I can explain it to you.
Go
So
ahead.
you can't prove one way or the other if she's doing this because she's making money off of it, or because she true. Can I just finish the point? Or if
No,
she truly believes.
because here,
can't finish the point.
what did I say that she's doing this for?
Marte said that she's making money off of it.
But did I say that?
Okay, so AJ, can I
Do
finish
you
my
know
point?
what they say about assuming you make an ass out of
Even
you
if
and me?
Hold on, okay. That point is irrelevant to my overall
No,
point.
because
I can still prove you
why?
to be a
No,
political
I'm going to
without
hold
it.
you to this. Why
Okay.
do you think? Why do you think I think she's doing this?
Okay, look, without her intent.
No.
I can still prove
No. I'll let you speak, but answer my question first.
I don't know, AJ. I don't know why you think she's doing
Okay,
it.
so are you going to walk back the statement that you said that I thought that she's doing this for money?
Well, do you believe that she believes Charlie actually got assassinated and people involved with the state did it?
You're answering his question with a question. Can you answer the question that he just asked?
Thank you.
Okay, fair enough. Look, I'll answer your question and hopefully I can finish my point. So, do I want to walk back I can make the argument without saying that you believe that she's doing it for money.
Okay.
Once again, okay, there you go. No,
Thank you.
not that you can do that. Is he doing that or not?
Yeah. Did I say did I say that? Yes or no?
I didn't say that she's doing it. I just said Marte said it.
Okay.
No, you're framing it as me doing this. No,
Yeah.
I need to hear affirmation from confirmation. Did AJ say that or not? Yes or no?
I literally just said no. Marte said it, and that's why he's on this high horse.
Okay. So you're walking it back, correct?
I literally walked it back when I said you didn't say that. Marte said it. But it's one of those things.
Now, to answer your question, do I believe that she believes what she? Yes, I believe that she believes what she's saying. That she thinks that there's Mossad and the Foreign Legion, blah 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 blah.
Thank you. So with that as your intent, now that I know that, I can still prove that you're a political hack and it's for this reason. You're saying there's a person who actually believes that her friend got assassinated and there's foreign actors involved and a conspiracy afoot, and you're saying she should just not pay any attention to that, act as that's not the case, and try to dunk on libtards. So you're a political hack because you're saying.
I'm saying that there's more important issues out there that she could be talking about right now. Charlie Kirk he's dead and in the ground. The DSA and how they're winning all these elections. How the black community is still cooked and votes 90-something% Democrat. That's how the midterms are coming up. That's how the things that actually matter. How does that make me an actual hack when I see Candace Owens, you guys love her or hate her, right? She was effective at what she was doing. She had the Brexit thing. She was doing all of these things, right? From 2016-ish on. And now she's been spinning her wheels, wasting her time on this Charlie Kirk thing. How does that make me a hack by saying she should do something substantive?
Yeah, it makes you a political hack because you're saying
How?
even though she truly believes that her friend was assassinated, there was other actors involved, she should not shed any light or try to expose that truth because
But
you
what,
want
here,
her.
here, what is it?
You want her to fight
Stop.
political.
Stop.
Okay,
What
you're
is
not
it
letting me
going
make
to
a
do?
point.
Hold on. What is it going to do? Let's just say she
Well,
proves
now you're
this
asking me
huge
questions.
theory.
You're not letting me finish points here. So if I try to answer a question, you're cutting me off.
No. Because here's the thing that you don't get, okay? Maybe
Yep,
you
go
just don't understand.
Can you prove I don't understand?
You know how like the wokey wokes talk about Gaza, right? Gaza. And I'm like, Gaza doesn't matter because it's thousands of miles away. It has nothing to do with our politics on the ground. It has nothing to do with, especially me as a black guy, I have nothing to do with Gaza. Charlie Kirk, this whole conspiracy has nothing to do with any substantive policy change, with any move towards actual change in this country. What does this case have to do with anything? What?
Okay, can I respond?
Yes, and you look, I'm listening. Oh, wait.
Okay, so that's the point I'm trying to make to you, AJ, is that you're saying and you even said that you actually believe she believes this stuff. If she actually believes this stuff, and you're saying, hey, you shouldn't even talk about this because there's other political agenda or items that are more paramount, according to you, that you would want her focusing on.
Yes.
That makes you a political hack because if somebody.
What?
Because AJ, you're here. You got to let me finish the thought.
Get to the point, dude.
I don't understand how you don't understand this, but you're saying that she should not focus on the fact that she honestly believes there's a conspiracy for why her friend died, and she should just talk about stuff that dunks on the left. You're a political hack.
No. I said I'm more practical issues. Is it political reasons? Stop. What is Candace Owens good at? What does she do
on the left, right? Dunking on the left.
What she does is she does really good debates. She puts herself out there and makes really good points. And say what you guys, you can dislike her all you like, but Candace Owens is good at going out there, going to these colleges, talking to these leftists like Destiny, and making people understand how dumb they are, right? That's what she's best at, right? She's also good at organizing, doing all these things, but all of her efforts needs to be routed towards something that's practical, that's politically practical and pragmatic that can actually make change. She's not going to be able to expose this Charlie Kirk. Let's just say she does everything that she's trying to do with this Charlie Kirk thing. What is it going to change in the midterms?
So
what is it going to change in the midterms?
Here's the thing. My mind is blown though, because you're literally spouting and you sound like a political hack and you don't understand how you sound like a political hack.
Okay, define what political hack means.
Yeah, basically your allegiance is only to your political side and you basically have blinders on.
What is my political side?
I mean, if you're talking about leftists, the assumption here is that you're somewhere on the right politically. Is that not accurate?
I'm a conservative, but I'm independent.
Okay.
And
you want her to focus on espousing political positions because it'll better your side, right?
Because it'll better everyone's side.
That doesn't mean someone's a hack. Everybody.
Everyone
you want her to do it at the expense of her following a story of her friend who got assassinated. So if the government assassinated her mom and her family, should she not talk about that because she has to dunk on leftists?
Okay, first of all,
that doesn't mean he's a political hack, which you just explained could apply to anybody.
No,
if somebody says, "Hey, your family just got murdered," but you should be talking about politics, you'd be like,
"That's what she does." That's what she does.
Yeah,
I'm asking someone who talks about politics to actually talk about politics. Oh, nail me to the cross. Nail me to the cross. Oh, my God.
It's crazy, bro.
I want Candace Owens to start talking about facts, data, statistics, and not my feels in the alien overlords beamed into my brain that Charlie came and talked to me in a dream. Please.
Okay, so instead of her friend, what if her family? Would you still want her to talk about political issues?
What's that?
instead of her friend, if it was a family of hers, would you still be like, hey, why are you talking about what happened here with your family
not
member?
like a couple of months, but bro, it's been almost a year.
Eventually, right? Yeah, she has to get
been
over it.
almost a year, yes. And even then, even if she does get the story told, it's not going to do anything in the grand scheme of things.
And
You
all of
cannot
it's
make yourself a political. You cannot make yourself a political actor.
Well, if you think politics is the most important things in life, I think family and friends come first, man. And I just
Nobody
feel
said
bad
that.
that you don't understand.
Nobody made that claim. Nobody said that.
What I'm
He
saying is
literally
that
just said that she has to get over talking about an assassination of her friend.
No, that doesn't mean he means that should be the most important thing in life. When if he says she has to get over it, he's not saying that it has to be the most important thing. Those are two different things. Now you're conflating this, putting words in his mouth.
Yeah.
Well, you're saying one weighs more than the other, right?
Yeah.
So if he
right here, right
that's
now,
not what that means.
hold on, wait.
Crazy.
Look. We've had 9 months of the Candace Owens what happened to Charlie Kirk show. 9 months of this. Okay, her whole platform has been based on this. Okay, fine, if that's what she wants to do. But once again, she hasn't presented any evidence on why she thinks the state's case is false, but she claims it. She hasn't presented any evidence on how there's foreign actors involved. She says that. So we're back. So we're back to.
She has.
Yeah, and that's what I destroyed the lawyer guy on. But I mean, we can't.
No. Okay, tell us. Destroy us then.
Please.
Tell us the evidence.
Tell us.
I mean, hold on, but I don't want to get off of this point that you're saying the assassination of her friend.
You're not giving us the evidence. That's not evidence.
Yeah.
Okay, we can move on. We can move on, and I can tell you the evidence. But we can't be jumping around and saying, because you see how AJ and I get why his channel's called Rants now, because all he does is make assertions and basically goes on time.
All you do is tap dance around questions and then not understand how claims work and then try and call people hacks when you don't even know what their politics are. Yeah, there's been 3 times
wrong?
now where
I wrong about your politics?
Yes, you were wrong because you thought that I said that Candace Owens is doing this for money. Wrong. You thought that somehow I'm on the far right or the left. Wrong. You thought that somehow I said family is not important. Wrong. So, dude,
you're not on the right.
There's 3 strikes in baseball, bro. Now I can give you another time at bat.
Are you not on the right? Are you not on the right? I thought you said you were on the right.
Independent. I am an independent and I am a conservative.
I want to say
conservative. What meaning is conservative, on the right or left?
Mr. Work, I'll say one thing before we continue. AJ is not a debater, but you're getting destroyed by a non-debater. As a debater, I'm just calling it like I see it. That's all.
Okay, he's destroying me because he's saying conservative is not a right-leaning ideology. Is that what he's saying?
No, this is going over your head, bro.
Yeah, bro. Okay, but here's the thing.
He literally just said that was a third strike that I didn't know his political ideology.
Here's the thing. You still haven't answered my first question yet.
Yeah.
What do you think happened?
Why do we just acknowledge he's wrong? Why do we have to pretend that I'm wrong and AJ's not wrong?
Because you haven't answered my first question. Marte, do you remember how I asked him, what if you don't think that what the state says happened, what do you think happened and why? And he said, well, I don't know. If you think that Candace Owens is correct and all this extra stuff, what do you think happened?
AJ's asking you for the entailment. Can you say if A, then B happened? Like, can you put the puzzle together for us?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Conclusion.
No. Let's get my first question asked. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. What do you think in the Charlie Kirk case happened, and why do you think said thing happened?
I don't know exactly what happened, but I think the official story is not accurate.
Okay, so why do you think that Candace Owens is justified? If you can't think of anything else that happened, which is a good answer, good job. Why do you think Candace Owens is justified in saying, I know something else that happened?
She's not. She's just saying she doesn't believe the official narrative.
No, she's saying the Mossad, the French Foreign Legion. She's saying all this extra stuff that has nothing to do with the case as the state has it. That's assertions.
No. She's saying Mossad killed Charlie, or she's saying they were involved? We already went over
matter.
that.
Anything
Those are
other
still assertions.
those are outside the parameters of what the state said.
Yeah.
Therefore, that's
but
she's
it's an
saying
official alternative to the story.
that's an alternative story. Oh, wait, stop. If you say it wasn't just if Marte robbed a liquor store, right? And then I go, well, it wasn't Marte, it was Marte and Shaquille O'Neal. Yo, that's a big alternative story. I'm adding a big deal in there. So if she's trying to say that Mossad and the French and Macron and all of them were in there, that's a different narrative, bro. And she's going to have to prove that. And what I'm saying is you are okay with saying you don't know what happened because you don't see the evidence. But for some reason, you cannot agree that Candace Owens should just be doing what you're doing and saying, I don't fucking know.
She does. She never makes an affirmative claim that Mossad or the French Foreign Legion assassinated Charlie Kirk. She never says Erica assassinated Charlie. No, she doesn't.
Yes, she does.
She said
I just read off to you. Okay, what did I just read off to you when I read her claims or two claims that she made? What did I read off to you?
One about Erica, and you read one about I think Israel, but she never said that they.
Hold on, guys. She said Erica was complicit. Also, that's a big assertion right there.
That doesn't mean she did it, though. Do you understand that?
No.
Stop. You don't understand that.
This is a direct quote from Erica Kirk. Israel was on the ground and shot him. That's a direct quote. From
She said Erica Kirk was complicit. Now, do you see any evidence to actually show that Erica Kirk was complicit?
Shit. Come on, bro.
No, this is exhausting, man, because it's like, no, you did not. You're basically just throwing a lot of questions at me. You're not letting me respond. Here's the thing. If I were to sit here and just kept throwing questions, and then you start answering and I throw another question at you, at some point there's
one question. That's one question. Can you answer the one question?
Okay, you finally answered the first question I asked you, and then when I paralleled that to Candace Owens should be able to say I don't know, and saying anything further than I don't know, like you did, that requires evidence. Now you're trying to say that she shouldn't be held to the same standard that you are.
I'm saying no, that's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying she never makes an affirmative that somebody else pulled the trigger. She doesn't say Mossad was the one on the roof. She doesn't say French Foreign Legion was the one on the roof who actually shot him. Her claim is that they were involved, but to what degree, she doesn't know. Nobody knows.
Who did she say there's 100% chance didn't kill Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, Tyler Robinson. She said there's 100% chance
that he didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's
a claim.
The same as saying there was 100% chance that Mossad did it? Or 100% chance
listen. The state is saying that Tyler did it. She's saying with 100% certainty the state is incorrect. Therefore, she's saying the state is wrong.
Yeah.
She's saying that story is wrong. And she's saying...
Where's it? Okay, go ahead.
And she's saying that Mossad had feet on the ground and all this other stuff. So not only did she say...
What does that mean? Hold on. What does that mean? Mossad had feet on the ground. Does that mean they killed Charlie?
No, she said Israel. I'll read it back to you again real quick. Do you want me to read it? This is what she said.
Wait. Hold on, wait.
Yeah,
there's one thing that we're missing, because here's the thing. If Marte makes a claim and I'm saying that I don't believe him, I don't have to prove that. Correct, Mr. Work? I don't have to prove that because I don't believe him. Correct?
Can you say it again? I missed the first part.
If Marte makes a claim and I say I don't believe you, do I have to prove that I don't believe him?
No, you just have to say you don't believe him.
Okay, but if I say that you are wrong, do I have to prove that he's wrong?
No, you could just say that.
Yes,
wrong.
I do. Yes, because I'm making a positive statement that he is wrong.
I mean, you saying I don't believe you would also be making it
you are wrong.
that you don't think he's wrong, that he's right.
those are two different
This
things.
is very semantics.
No,
This
it's
is very
not.
semantic.
No, it's not. No, stop. Hold on. No. If I say I don't believe X is different than X is false, that's two different things. You don't see that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hold on. Do you know what semantics means?
It's not anywhere near the same. If I say I don't believe in God, stop. If I say I don't believe in God, is different than there is no God. Correct?
That's semantical. That's
no,
what I'm trying
it's
to
not. No, it's not, bro. See, you're cooked. You're completely cooked. If you don't know the difference between I don't believe in God and there is no God, because then I have to prove that there is no God instead of saying I just don't believe it. Those are two different things.
Negative, right?
What's that? No, because you have to
negative,
have
right?
evidence for one. What do you not understanding? If I'm asserting that this is not, I have to prove this. If I'm making a part, no, listen. I'm proving my claim. If I say that I don't believe that Marte robbed the bank, and then I say he didn't rob the bank, that's two different statements. One is a positive statement, and the other one is not. Marte, you got to do this.
Marte,
I'm sorry, bro. If you don't understand their difference,
do you acknowledge that they're both? You're asking to prove a negative. If you say
no,
it's very
I'm not.
So if you say I don't believe in God, and there is no God,
that's two different things.
I get there. I get sentence structure wise. You're not saying the exact same words. I get that. But do you see how they're somewhat interchangeable and it becomes semantics?
No. I don't believe. I don't have to prove that I don't believe. But to say there is no God means I have to have proof that there isn't such a thing.
Well, if you don't believe in God, you also would say that God doesn't exist, right?
That's not true at all.
So you cannot believe in God, but believe he exists?
You cannot believe in God, but not truly know if there is a God or not. It's just you haven't seen the evidence for it yet. I don't believe in God. Do I know that there is one? I mean, there isn't one? No. There could be. I don't know.
I get that. But we're not talking about affirming his existence. We're saying if somebody says, I don't believe in God,
I would never say that.
I don't believe in God, but I believe God exists. You can't say that.
No, exactly. Because I don't believe and I do believe are opposites. But to say that there is no is different. Because now you're making an actual claim. I don't. God does not exist is a claim, just like God does exist. I don't believe. I'm not claiming anything. I'm just saying I don't believe. I don't have to prove that. Come on, dude. Okay, here you go. Do you know what
but why do we have to, why do we have to hear you go? Can we just finish this point?
Because it's my platform. How about that?
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay,
go ahead.
Do you know what Gnosticism is?
Gnosticism?
Gnosticism.
I don't know 100% to where I can give you
Gnosticism is knowledge. So if you're agnostic, that means I don't know said thing. Gnostic means you know said thing. Okay? So if someone tells you that they're agnostic, it means that they don't know, but that doesn't inform your belief. If you say that you're agnostic about God, I still don't know if you believe in God or not. That's where theism comes from. If you are an atheist, it means you lack belief. You are either a theist or an atheist. But guess what? Gnosticism and theism are not mutually exclusive. You can be an agnostic atheist. I don't know and I don't believe. You can be an agnostic theist. I believe in God, but I don't truly know, which is what most people are. I believe in God, but I don't truly know. Or you can claim to be a Gnostic theist. I know for a fact that there's God. I believe in it. Or you can be an agnostic I'm sorry, a Gnostic atheist, meaning I know for a fact there is no God. Now, I don't think you could possibly be a Gnostic theist or a Gnostic atheist because there's no evidence that you can truly know. But do you understand the difference between all of those?
Well, real quick, AJ is also talking about a Gnostic could focus on knowledge, right?
Yes.
You can also have a suspension in judgment, meaning I'm going to wait till the facts come out, and also have an openness to evidence and proof coming out.
Yes, and that's where the Gnosticism part comes.
Yeah.
I am an agnostic atheist, meaning I could have my mind changed tomorrow if I see the right evidence and become a theist. And what you're trying to do is say that Gnostic and theistic are the same thing, and they're not. They're not mutually exclusive, but they're not the same thing. If I say I do not believe in God, I don't have to prove it. If I say there is no God, then Marte is going to be like, hey, bro, where's your evidence?
Yeah.
Because I'm making a claim that there is no God.
It's a positive claim. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get, yes. And I just said that you can't, what he's saying, even though if you want to frame it as a positive claim, it's still a negative. You can't positively prove a negative thing. You can't say there is no Bigfoot. Because is it possible Bigfoot exists? How can I prove that Bigfoot doesn't exist?
No. Come on, dude. You can't prove that anything's impossible. Yes, but you can prove to the highest level of probability. Because that was like saying anything's possible.
But you told me not to talk about probability here. Didn't you say that?
No, what I'm saying is that no. You were trying to say that anything is possible, and what I said is we're all and we're intelligent enough to understand that you don't have to say that you're going by what you think is most probable, because that's what you're assuming. I was granting you that, but you misunderstood what I said. Because you were trying to say
that you can't prove God doesn't exist. Do you understand that logically? You can't prove God doesn't exist.
You can use tag to prove. You can use tag to prove God exists through demonstration.
No. But
not that He exists. I agree. You could prove God exists. I'm saying, do you see how you logically can't prove God doesn't exist?
Exactly, and that's why I didn't
so
say
you
that.
Agree with me.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I said I would never say that God doesn't exist.
Okay,
earlier.
So her saying that it's wrong, how can she prove that it's that the existence? Honestly, look, this is very draining. This is very draining.
Because you're not answering questions.
It's draining when you don't have evidence.
No. I'm trying to answer, but you keep shifting the goalpost, and then you agree with me.
No.
I asked
You first of all, you strike 4. You said that the God claim that is there a God, and I don't. Is there no God and I don't believe? You said that was the same thing. Strike 4, right?
Yeah,
come on,
saying
bro.
very semantics, and
you were saying that's semantic, and we just figured out it's not semantic. What are you talking about?
No, I said it's semantics because you can't
it's
believe.
Not semantic.
Okay, I can't finish my point. And can I tell you why it's semantical? And you actually listen to me, or are you just gonna rant again?
All right, here you go.
Okay, so the reason I say semantics is because you saying you don't believe in something and something isn't. You can't logically believe that God doesn't exist and also believe that He exists at the same time.
No one's
so that's
saying
why
that.
I'm saying it's very semantics to say that He doesn't exist and say I don't believe He exists.
No. Because if you say He doesn't exist, you aren't saying that you believe He does. You cannot do both.
I agree, and that's what I'm saying. You logically can't hold those two positions.
Why are you even bringing that up if that's obvious?
Because I'm trying to tell you that's why it's semantics. Because saying God doesn't exist.
We talked about God does not exist, and I don't believe He exists.
I know, but we're talking about the affirmative of a position, right?
And but you brought that up. I didn't.
Well, we're talking about Tyler Robinson, right? So the affirmative position here is the state saying that Tyler.
Yes, the affirmative state of X is that Tyler did it by himself. Tyler did it. It was his case. Candace is saying, Candace is not even saying, I don't believe. She's saying, I know it's wrong. I know this. I know X is wrong, which she hasn't shown evidence for. And she's making other claims that she hasn't. So it's even worse.
Here's the thing. And this is why I say it's semantical, because her saying it's wrong in this context is the same as saying, I don't believe it, because both outcomes are.
No, because if she was saying that, she would say, I don't believe it. It's wrong is affirmative, is a positive statement. She's not saying that I don't believe the state. If she says they're wrong, she has to tell me why they're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, she would if she said I don't believe it, somebody can inquire. Well, yeah, but I'm saying theoretically, somebody can say, well, you have to tell me why you don't believe it. Like that's what I'm saying. It's very semantical. You can make the same argument even if she said I don't believe it.
It's not. She said that she didn't just say I don't believe the prosecution. She said the prosecution is wrong.
Yeah.
And if that is a positive statement that she needs to back up with evidence. Then she said the Mossad thing. Then she said the Erica Kirk thing. Then she said the French Foreign Legion thing. So she's all these statements that she needs to back up with evidence.
But do you see
has not done so?
And then you say she has to back up the statement. You don't even say the statement yourself. You just say she says a French thing, a Mossad thing. Like, what is she saying? That they killed him or that they were involved?
She's saying that they were involved, which in itself that you need proof for, because the state's not saying that.
Okay, so now we agree that she's not saying that they killed him, but they were involved.
But she's saying that they were involved in him being killed, which means they had a part in him being killed. They might not have pulled the trigger, but she said someone else did, and it involved Israel and France.
So
sorry if I have to be ultra specific, but she's saying all these agents involved in his death.
I agree, and that's the position I made earlier. And then you guys kept saying that she was saying that they actually killed him. And this is why I say it's mentally fatiguing, because we go on a circle, and then you end up agreeing with me.
What you're trying to do is saying that the state says that Tyler didn't kill this guy. Candace says that the state saying that Tyler killed Charlie Kirk. Candace is saying that he didn't do it. And then you're trying to say that because she didn't say Mossad did it specifically, that we're getting it messed up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she said that it is specifically. She's saying they did it, that they were involved. And what I'm saying is, even with them being involved, she has to prove that too. Are we really getting hung up on the fact that, she didn't say specifically that Mossad killed Charlie Kirk? It doesn't matter. She said that they were involved in the plot to kill him.
Yeah, and she provided evidence for their involvement.
Okay, now let's start here. What evidence?
You see, but look, this is why I just want to point out to the audience.
No preamble. No preamble. I want evidence. Please, for the love of God, please tell me some evidence.
Okay. So the evidence she gave in the debate with Andrew, not that she hasn't given more out. See, and that's a preamble too, but I have to clarify these things, right? So in the debate with Andrew, the evidence she gave is the fact that she had a source that from the French government, somebody within the French government, that the French had an assassination, some kind of conspiracy to off her, and that there was also involvement, and they were on the ground during the whole day of the assassination.
What you gave me is a conspiracy theory and told me it's evidence.
No, but here's the thing, Marte. Here's the thing. Stop. Why hasn't she turned this into the State Department, the CIA? Think of this. Yeah. If there was stop. If there was international actors, right, she actually had evidence that were trying to delete a high-profile a U.S. citizen, she could hand it over to the government, and everyone that's on U.S. soil, they would be hearing. Isn't that what you would do, Mr. Work, if you were some social media personality or political activist and you got notice that there was some country out there that was doing text messages back and forth? Wouldn't you call some authorities to actually get that plot stopped, or to actually have it?
So AJ, you're not accurately reflecting on what I said, and no, because what you're saying is not what I said. That she said that somebody from the French government told her that there was an assassination attempt on Charlie. That's not what I said. I said that they were trying to assassinate her.
That's what I said. Stop, everyone.
Okay, that is
That's what I said.
Well,
Don't you think that if Candace Owens had the proof that there was a foreign government that was trying to take her out, that she would call the state department, call the CIA, call the FBI, and it would be like the biggest story ever because someone was trying to delete Candace Owens. That was a foreign government.
He just destroyed his argument. I'll show you why he destroyed it. So paying attention, you used the word theory when I asked for evidence. I'm going to ask you one question that'll upend everything that you're saying right now.
I don't even know when you said I said theory, so can you refresh
my memory? You said with Joe Kent, there's a theory. You said you tied this up. So here's the thing, though. You're also hinting towards a theory, too.
What theory is that with Joe Kent? You see, but hold on, Martin, you're trying to destroy your position. Let
me finish real quick. Mm-hmm. You said she knows somebody and talked to somebody. We could talk about that. Is that the same thing as evidence?
Can we talk about what she actually said, or are we just going to say somebody? Because she said she reported it.
I'm using your own words. This is what you're saying.
Words. If we're talking about what she said she reported it to someone in Tulsi Gabbard's office, and that she also texted Dan Bongino. That's what she said.
Good. All right, great. I'm glad you answered that real quick. So how come she didn't bring this up during
You guys are doing obfuscating.
Hold on. No. I'm actually engaging in your question right now. How come none of this that you just told me right now was reported or stated in the debate?
She literally said it in the debate.
She didn't bring up Joe Kent's name in the debate, did she?
She did bring up Joe Kent's name in the debate, which is a different fact.
Okay, did she say what was told to Joe Kent?
She said that Joe Kent said that there was 12 phones, Israeli phones, on the premises during the event.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I'm glad we're here. So now, when they explain,
you're going to acknowledge that you were wrong on everything you just said, Marte. Or AJ, are you going to give him strikes, or what are we doing?
No, I'm asking you questions. I'm actually engaging. I'm actually engaging.
This is all hearsay, right? Here's the thing. If this was actually true and there was an attempt on Candace Owens' life, right? Why is it not all over the news? Do you realize how much exposure, how much money, how much the fact that Candace Owens would be queen of the internet if she could actually prove that a foreign government was actually trying to take her out?
AJ, do you understand how your question calls for me to speculate? And
because that's all you do.
When you ask a question like that, you're what do you honestly expect me to say?
Because she says she has these sources, but each time either go back and watch my show or I can't reveal my sources. So why even talk about it? Why?
Well, AJ, here's the thing. So I just debunked Marte. Let me debunk what you're saying. So here's why we know she's not lying. Okay. Because the fact that she gave us 2 ways to falsify her statement. She says she submitted it to Tulsi Gabbard. She actually said a third one, but I forgot what it was. I'm just going to say the 2 I remember. Tulsi Gabbard's office, she submitted to someone in there, and that she texted Dan Bongino about it. If she was lying, why would she make it easier to falsify her claim?
Who's going to text Dan Bongino and say, let me see your phone?
Yeah. I'll get
on that. Ever.
Hey, yo, Denny! Let me just text you real fast. Come on, bro.
So here's the other thing, too.
Well, do you remember Dan Bongino's job when he was in the administration?
Well, hold on, Mr. Ward. Do you know how many lawsuits for defamation Candace is being sued right now? I have it right here. Do you know how many in total?
How many has she lost?
They're ongoing. That's beside the point. They're ongoing. Do you know how many defamation lawsuits are filed against her at the moment right now for possibly lying?
Then if it's ongoing.
No,
Yeah,
because
how many she lost?
that
How many
goes
she
for
lost?
credibility. That
Yeah, how
goes
many
for
she lost for
credibility.
lying? Tell me.
What's a
What's the
defamation?
number?
What 23? And then there's two major ones that are at the top.
Whoa, she lost 23 lawsuits for lying? Damn, I believe you now. Okay.
No, she didn't lose them. They're active.
Listen,
They're active
know
right
what the
now.
outcome is? We don't know if she lied or not then?
No, a judge needs to go and look at a defamation case and decide if there's enough evidence to move forward. And the judges have looked at, however, the two major ones and decided that there's enough evidence. So that means she has.
What about the judge that said Donald Trump raped that girl? Are you guys believe that now or no?
What is it?
Wait, what does that have to do with this case? That's a separate case. We're talking about Candace.
Because you're setting up a standard. You don't hold yourselves in all situations.
No, we're talking. This isn't the Donald Trump debate. This is the Candace debate.
Because a judge determined that there was enough evidence to proceed with the case. That means every time a judge does that, it means it's accurate? Or have we seen situations in which that's happened where it was fake?
These are
times versus
claims.
one time. No, listen, 23 times versus one time, though, bro. Come on.
23 is crazy.
One time. 23 Trump get sued by multiple people. Didn't he have a couple allegations or something and lawsuits?
And these cases aren't even won or lost yet. They're active 23, like going on right now for lying, for her lying. What does defamation mean too? What does defamation?
She hasn't lost though, right? Did she lose or no?
No. Can you answer a question? What does defamation means? What does that mean?
Whether I know it or not is irrelevant. I'll go ahead and define it. I'll take whatever.
No. What I'm getting to is defamation means is that there's baseless claims possibly thrown at you or thrown at somebody. That means that there's lying baked in there. Possible lying
that harms a person. It harms
that harms a person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. Look, all I'm saying is we still haven't got to the point to where there's enough evidence for Candace Owens to say that the state is completely wrong, that because she said 0% chance that this guy did it, meaning they have the wrong guy, meaning he didn't do it, or that they have him for the wrong thing, right? And then that somehow these other foreign agents were involved. She has no, even if there was a plot to delete her, how do you jump from they tried to delete Candace Owens to they got Charlie Kirk? How?
Well, so you were about to say that she hasn't provided any evidence. So do you acknowledge now that what she said about the French involvement is evidence?
No.
Okay, why not?
Because where is it? Am I supposed to take her at her word?
Okay, and this is where I destroyed the lawyer guy, because you can question the validity of her evidence, but that doesn't make it not evidence. And I even said to the lawyer guy, I said, have you ever seen in any court case where there was evidences that contradicted each other? He's like, yeah, I've seen that. Okay, so you can question the validity of evidence, but that doesn't make it no evidence. Do you understand that distinction?
How about this?
What?
That's okay, not evidence.
I'm glad you said what. I can explain it further.
I get what you're saying. Testimony is evidence, correct? But it's not evidence to me that satisfies that claim. Is it evidence to what you're asking is too basic of a question to actually get to the meat and potatoes. Is her testimony enough evidence to satisfy that large of a claim? Is a better question to ask.
Okay, so that's shifting the goalposts. So if you said
no. Okay, so here.
That's literally shifting goalposts.
I will backtrack and say Candace Owens' testimony is evidence of a claim. Yes, that is true. But now the follow-up to this is her word alone enough to justify believing that claim? And I don't see how you can believe that. I don't.
Yeah, I agree. Look, and that's a better question. I think there's more room for debate there. But the problem I have is there's a lot of people, even Marte, going around basically saying, oh, she didn't provide any evidence. And it's like, well, she provided evidence. Look, you see, Marte just said it.
But listen,
so she did provide evidence as to the validity of it. You have
I guess we could say she didn't provide sufficient evidence, or but see, here's the thing though, right?
It's not convincing.
Listen. Okay. In the basic sense of the word, of the definition, we can say that yes, she did provide some evidence in this debate, and that's the fact that she showed up and made claims.
Well, no, showing up wouldn't be evidence, right?
I mean,
making claims.
She just talked about it, right? That's evidence to you, right?
Oh, okay. You're talking about. I thought you meant her literally showing up, like her just appearing is not evidence.
She showed up and she said stuff that technically, in the most basic sense, counts as evidence. When she showed up and said formed words, and that was it. If yes, okay, that on the most basic sense is evidence, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, if that's what you're trying to say to try and now you're talking about semantics, whatever, fine.
No,
but what I'm
not
saying is that extraordinary claims, they require extraordinary evidence. Can we agree on this? Hold on. Well, can we agree that extraordinary claims, they require extraordinary evidence? Yes or no?
I agree with that, but you're misrepresenting my position because I'm saying
So
I never said but.
So if extraordinary claims, they require extraordinary evidence, would you say that saying that a foreign government was out to kill you is an extraordinary claim, correct?
I would consider that extraordinary.
Okay. So do you think that testimony is counts as extraordinary evidence?
I mean, she says she reported it to Tulsi Gabbard's office. She even said the lady said it was on Trump's desk.
Come on, man.
If she's lying about this, why would she make it so easy to prove her wrong? All it takes is from somebody. Hold on. All it takes is for Dan Bongino to come out and say she never texted me, or the lady that she said it was on Trump's office and say that's a lie.
So you're appealing to potential. So now you're appealing to potentially he could do this, or all it takes is him to do this.
No. That's not what I'm appealing to, Marte. I'm saying if she was lying, why would she make it so easy to prove she's a liar?
Mr. Work, stop, guys, please. Mr. Work, you are doing yourself a disservice because you've already told me in good faith that you don't know what happened. You're trying to say that what the government happened didn't happen. I don't know. You're doing the right thing, right? You are not adding anything else because you don't have the facts. Here's the thing. Not only do you not have the facts, but you don't have anything that you could represent in a way to prove them. What I'm saying is, why are you not holding yourself and Candace Owens to the same standards? Why?
So are you going to let me answer that? Or I don't know how you guys want to run this here.
I'm being quiet, but dude, here. Don't do the vagina thing and be like, you guys keep interrupting me. We're having a dialogue, bro. Okay?
No, this is not. I wouldn't say this is
me. I interrupt Marte. This is how it works. But please stop saying, you guys are interrupting me. Please, bro.
No, this is not dialogue whatsoever, man. This is you're literally telling me yes or no to answer it with either yes or no. How's that a dialogue?
Dude, answer my question. We're gonna move on.
No, you're all good. You're all good. I had fun. I have to get off because.
Well, before you get off, Mr. Work, can I give you 6 reasons why her claims aren't supported? And I wrote this down on the panel. I forgot to use this. DNA. She conflated the degraded DNA found on the screwdriver with the separate DNA evidence of the rifle. That's 1. Number 2, the gag order. She incorrectly claimed Robinson's parents are under a gag order. That's 2. Number 2, firearm charge. She misstated the charge. It was a felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury. That's different. Number 4, the confession. She failed to acknowledge Robinson's alleged text message confession, including saying, I am so sorry. Number 5, the receipts. She provided, and I also debunked this on the show too, she provided no verifiable proof that the receipt was actually Tyler Robinson's. The restaurant came and debunked this on their own Facebook post. Number 6, conspiracy. She provided no independently verifiable evidence establishing a conspiracy during the whole debate.
And number 7, she talks about the fingerprints on the weapon. Because someone's fingerprints are faded more, that's where they hold the weapon, what their hands were like, if they drag across. It's where you hold the weapon depends on how faded. I could touch a weapon after Marte does, and my fingerprints are more faded based on how I handle it, right? So all I'm saying is that we don't know what happened to Charlie Kirk. We probably never will. Candace Owens could be, kicking ass and debating, that El Said idiot or Mamdani or any of these idiots, and actually, helping get these idiots out of these positions and actually making change and actually keeping the momentum. More blacks are becoming independents, conservatives, or whatever than ever before. She's one of the people who started that whole movement. She can keep that going because that's what I want to see as a black person in America. And instead, she's talking about this BS. Like, bro, why? You know, I would love to see her all of these knuckleheads that Andrew Wilson, that Charlie chick, not so erudite. You know what I would pay to see Candace Owens wreck not so erudite and wreck that Chuck chick, and the fact that this Charlie Kirk thing got Candace Owens and Andrew Wilson in an adversarial position is absolutely insane. Why are these two people on two opposing sides of an issue? Why? I guarantee they agree so much on their values. Why are Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens bumping heads on anything instead of working together to actually get these degenerates out of our society? Why, Mr. Work? Why?
Anyways, thank you for having me, guys. Marte, if you wanted to talk about this on your channel or something, I'm definitely down for that. Thank you, AJ, for having me on. I appreciate it. Bye, everybody.
All right, man. All right, take care, man.
Guys,
we were debating a feminist. I think that's
guys. Look, this is the basic thing. I asked him one question. What do you think happened and why? And he didn't have an answer. He didn't have an answer. And then he finally said, I don't know. But then said, well, but because he doesn't have the info, right? Which makes sense. I finally got him to answer the very first question that I ever asked. It took an hour, right? Fine. Then I said, why don't you hold Candace Owens to the same standard? And he says, well, he was trying to do the gotcha and say, well, Marte and Andrew and the Crucible said that no evidence was provided. Well, testimony is evidence. Nah. It's like, I guess in the most basic definition, Webster's definition, fine, you got me. She gave evidence. But I can't say that the moon is made of cheese, right? It didn't say, well, I dreamed it. Okay, my testimony is evidence. I dreamed it, but that's not evidence. That's not evidence that's capable. That's anywhere near capable of proving said claim. And that's what we're looking for, something substantive. And it's like we shouldn't have to say this as grown ass men. In the same way that he was saying, well, I'm just going by probability. I'm like, of course. Because you wouldn't assume something unless it's highly probable from your point of view. So we don't have to keep saying that. In the same way that we don't have to say not all. If Marte says that women can't debate, we shouldn't have to say not all. So I granted him that, and then he's like, "Well, you're trying to say, guys, this is why I don't fucking do debates. I can't." I just can't, guys, because I had my finger on the kick button, but I was like, you know what? He's trying. Guys, we have to be intellectually honest. There's no reason why, and I guess that this conversation did show you guys how big of a Candace Owens fan that I actually used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in the 2018s and 19s when she was doing college tours, I used to watch her stuff when she was dunking on Destiny and all these idiots, right? I want her to actually see her start doing that again because it's more important now than ever. We have straight communists getting elected to Congress. We have communists who are the mayors of cities. We have communists that are trying to run for governor. Why is Candace Owens not out there focusing on someone says communist where? Mamdani, the mayor of Seattle, that idiot who tried to run for governor of Minnesota, that Asian broad, that El Said. Come on, man. They're literal communists. They call themselves communists. They call themselves the Democratic Socialists of America, but they're communists, right, Marte?
Yeah, they're all that is communist light or
Yes.
communist plus. That's all that is.
Come on, man. You know, guys, I need you to hear me, and I need you to hear me well. That guy, I don't know, Mr. Work, like, if you're still listening, I don't know why you think Candace Owens thinks why she believes what she believes. I do believe that she believes this. I just don't see what her end game is here. Is she gonna crack this open and write a book and have a tell-all or whatever? She's not focusing on the practical right now. She's not focusing on the pragmatic, and that's how she got here in the first place. Turning point, Brexit, being at the White House with Trump. She was doing things that were on the ground and practical, making a difference. And now she has been sitting in her house, dreams, crystals, Charlie Kirk. What are you talking about? How do you go from like a political actor that helped get Orange Man elected the first time to daylight Jerry Springer, daytime Jerry Springer drama? Erica Kirk said this. Tyler's parents did that. A furry did this. It's a gossip panel now. That's what she's doing. That's what Matt said. It just doesn't make any sense, guys. Look, say what you want. I gave the guy chances. I'm always happy when someone that disagrees comes on, guys. I try and be respectful, but guys, calling me a political hack, calling me names, I didn't call him any names. I could have, guys. You know what I'm saying? I was going to kick him right then. But guys, even if you think that there's some truth to Candace Owens' claims, right? There's not enough evidence to substantiate. So the answer is, I don't know. We don't know what happened with Charlie Kirk, guys, and we probably never will. We probably never will, guys. This Charlie Kirk thing is our generation's JFK. Seriously. It's going to be 30 years from now, and people are going to still be like looking at the angles and all this other crap, just like JFK, And guess what? We still don't know what happened to him. We don't know what happened to JFK. We haven't found Hoffa yet. You know what I'm saying? And we never will. So, guys, what's the point?
So I'll list a couple of things right now. This is pretty crazy, and this will be relevant. Here's a list of conspiracy theories. Here's a crazy list of conspiracy theories that Candace Owens has uttered. She said Bridget Macron is transgender. She's currently being lawsuit for that. Moon landing was fake. Dinosaurs never existed. Jays controlled the transatlantic slave trade. Israel has advanced knowledge of 9/11. Jay's involvement in JFK's assassination. Hollywood run by secret Jewish PDF cabal. Jeffrey Epstein worked for Israel Massage School. People that pew schools are always transgender no matter what. And I would believe a lot of these things, right? But some of these things are crazy, like dinosaurs never existed. Some of the things I listed, I'd be like, okay, but you still have to provide proof for this or evidence, right? That's what I would say.
Yeah. And guys, once again, thanks for all you guys. You guys are actually being pretty nice in the chat, you know what I mean? Like, guys, hey, but guys, I just don't like it when people don't answer questions. you know? And then I don't like when, okay, if you want, this is a dialogue, okay? How many times is Marte talking and I'll interrupt him to clarify things or ask him a question? He interrupts me to ask me a question. This is not a formal debate.
Yeah.
That dude was misrepresenting things I was saying. So I had to interrupt. And can I complete my... No, because you're not going to misrepresent what I'm saying. Females do that. Can I finish? Can I finish? You're interrupting me. Crying. Really? Bro, that's... And yes, that is why my channel is called AJ's Rants. God damn it. That's what I do, you know? But guys, look at the difference between how Marte acted and how this dude acted, right? Because I don't claim to debate. Okay? I don't. I just put my opinions out there. Guys, you can't use terms like semantics and non-sequitur and all these things. You don't know what they mean. Guys, I don't know and I don't believe, or I don't believe in X and X is false are two different statements. That's not semantics. I don't believe in God and there is no God are two different things. It's not semantics.
Yeah, that's a form of misleading, actually.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
It just doesn't make any sense. I don't believe if the cops say Marte robbed a bank, and I say I don't believe you, and then I go, you're wrong. He didn't do it. Well, I'd have to give them the evidence to show them that they're wrong. Two different things. So to say semantics, I think he said the word like 10 times. I don't think you know what that word means, bro. What I'm saying is that his whole argument was to catch us on, well, she did talk, so that's evidence. So to act like she didn't provide evidence, you guys are wrong. Oh, you got me. You know what I'm saying? Please.
Here's the other thing. I've been doing debates for a minute. I'm not like the best debater in the world. I even call myself maybe a C-level debater, and that's like a compliment to myself. So whoever makes a claim, a positive claim, or even a non-positive claim, whoever makes a claim has to defend that, has to prove the claim that they're saying, like back it up. The other person doesn't have to say, prove why your client's innocent. It sounds really stupid to say that in a court.
No. You have to prove innocent if there's not the presumption of innocence.
No, what I mean is prove my client guilty. That's what I meant. Prove my client guilty.
No. The better saying is prove that you don't believe me. It's like, what? I don't have to prove that. And he got us on the whole evidence thing. Yeah.
Scary. Shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
But guys,
it's a B-dub.
Come on, man.
Wait,
hey,
hold on. I saw Candace Owens. She looks skinnier in the last video.
Yeah, Marte, we're gonna do so Camp Hustle. He's a friend of mine, and he wants to do a Lindsay Clancy stream and do one about the whole these moms killing children. So I have a bunch of clips. Yeah, I will coordinate with us three and let's do one because I have the story of a B-dub army chick that deleted her kid. It was rotting in the back trunk. I have this one chick that had her kids in the freezer, the bodies. I have another chick where she had her nieces and nephews in luggage bags in her trunk, and the cop pulls her over and pulls them out. The whole body cam, it's crazy, dude. So
what's crazy is remember that one guy who offed his whole family, and then he helped the cops try to find the family. He was like involved in the search. But there's also a person that came back from the military, had PTSD, took out his 3 little girls. In the media, all the women called him a monster, but he was legit having PTSD on all these medications. How come you guys don't give men the same grace when they do the same thing? Women are innocent.
They don't. They're trying to say that the husband of that Lindsay Clancy chick did it when she admitted she did it.
Even Lindsay Clancy says I did it.
Yeah.
Even she says I did it.
Yeah,
crazy.
Guys, you're not sure. This whole thing is a litmus test I said this once before, guys. It really, really is. If you think Andrew lost, then I don't know what you're smoking, but keep your dealer because it must be good stuff, you know? But guys, that's absolutely insane. It really, 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 really is, you know? And I just hope that look, Marte, you'll see this as you get bigger. Vic already sees this. Guys, the more success that you get as a content creator, you realize that there's this ecosystem of haters that make money off of hating on you. Andrew has it. Vic has it. Even Marte, you just got started, and there's people who clip you and hate on you. Pearly Things has it. You know what I'm saying? Their whole thing is clipping you and shitting on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is the whole point of the debate was, did this guy do it? Yes or no? Candace Owens said no and had no evidence. Didn't have sufficient evidence to disprove what the state said. Sorry, guys, that's my dog snoring. If you hear that in the background, she's a bulldog, so she snores. But
Nice.
so yeah, guys.
No proof was given.
Yeah,
and
no
here's
proof.
the thing. I'll even offer him this. Like, we could say, yeah, there was maybe evidence, like your testimony, but all that Mr. Work offered was hearsay. Here's the thing, though. There's a distinction between evidence and proof. Evidence could be like a witness testimony could be evidence, but that's not proof. Proof is something 100% different from evidence, like a witness testimony. That's like the smoking gun.
Okay. There's standards of evidence. Okay.
Right. There are different standards, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I agree
what
with
I'm
that.
saying, the standard of evidence rises with each claim. That's why even with testimony, if you and I see the same crime, and let's just say like we get hit by a car, and I have a head injury, and I'm like, it was a red car, and you're like, it was a red car. It was a Gloctavia and an Altima with the pink furry thing on her steering wheel, and she was bumping Uzi Vert. They're gonna take your testimony as a higher standard because it's more detailed, right? You remember more details, so they're gonna take you more seriously than they do me. You know what I'm saying? So you can use witness testimony. It depends on the detail, the amount of witnesses, etc. Right? But guys, think of this. There was a time in the United States where they accepted spectral evidence. Marte, do you know what spectral evidence is?
Actually, no.
Spectral evidence is saying using dreams, intuitions, and superstitions. I'm dead ass. Guys, hold on. When
sounds like
did
Candace.
The U.S. stop accepting, look at this, spectral evidence in court? Look at this. So the United States stopped accepting spectral evidence in 1692 when Massachusetts Governor William Phillips ordered the Court of Oyer and Terminer to ban it during the witch trials. In January 1963, a new superior court completely prohibited its use, effectively ending convictions based on invisible spirits or dreams. So they didn't actually have like a on the books case, modern case until 1693. So in the colonies, you could do spectral evidence. Like, I had a dream of me mother. She came to me and said that Marte did it. But yeah, guys, look, guys, thanks for being here. Honestly, guys, like I said, I don't debate, but there's one thing I used to debate a lot back in my life. Yeah, man, I'm an atheist, and Christians are so retarded, bro. Days, you know what I'm saying? So as I know a thing or two about logic, about debates, about claims. I just choose not to do said thing, guys, because people just irritate the fuck out of me. They just do, you know? And guys, that guy, I can say he came in good faith. He did. He was dodging some of the questions, and then he was being passive aggressive, right? You don't name call. Marte didn't call him one name. And guys, I don't like when guys come in and immediately say, you know, you're going to get cooked and I'll destroy you. And I don't say that. Marte doesn't say that. He might say that. Marte will say, I'm going to debate these guys and I'll cook them. Fine. But he's not going to get onto a person's stream and say, I'm going to cook you guys. Come on now.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't do that. Yeah, you're right.
No, that's just absolutely insane. I don't understand why people would do that. It's just disingenuous. And it's even funny because it makes you look like a fool when you lose. You know?
It makes it worse.
Absolute fool. And guys, look, what did Marte say? Guys, I'm not a debater. I'm just not. But guys, here, Marte. Let's do this here, okay? Here. Sorry, guys. Do you want to watch? Okay, Marte. This is why I don't live in an area where the majority of the people look like us. Okay, I just don't, guys. Sorry,
I agree.
but here we go.
That's the sound of the police. 26. Deputies with the Polk County Sheriff's Office were at a
they're in Grady Judd's County. Oh, no, you don't do that.
Club to help with crowd control after many small fights broke out on the club's property, and they needed help escorting everyone out.
The concept, stupid bitch. Where's the race card at? Let's go.
You see my eye? They ain't hit nobody. They hit me. You see my eye? You see my eye?
Get back. Stop. Let go. Stop. Let go. Let go.
Listen, this is my friend. Listen, I got her.
Marte, did you see that one girl who was like, clubs and bars in Long Island are racist? Because I worked at a restaurant and we had Wings Wednesday, and they had a DJ, and the black tables they tipped good, and it was dancing, it was fun. Then all of a sudden they said that no DJ music, and then they had a dress code. That's racist, please.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
And I know for a fact that her story was BS because she said that black tables tip well.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
I waited.
What state or city was in?
This is in this. Oh, she was the video that I'm talking about. She was in New York.
Oh man!
And here's the thing, guys. Marte, I know. Was it Chris, Mike, Keyshawn, Captain Paul, Palsy, everyone black in the chat? Sound off. You know, and I know. The moment that your favorite restaurant starts having a DJ and and a bunch of us show up, everything goes to shit. You guys know it. Because guys, there might be 200 of us there and 12 of us who are friggin' nugs. All of a sudden, there's fights breaking out, all types of stuff. I'm telling you guys, I've seen it happen. Guys, I love TGI Fridays. I love it. But the one that was closest to me in DC, nothing but nugs and Glocktavia working there. And in the bar, which is supposed to be a bar, all you hear is bobbity beebity skibbity bobbity beebity beebity. And then there was fights, there was a shooting. It was so bad that they had to shut down the IHOP. So after the TGI Fridays let out, the IHOP had to close because they would all go over to IHOP drunk and start fights in the IHOP. crazy. And then there was dudes in Chargers and Challengers doing donuts in the parking lot. It was crazy.
Let go. You're under arrest if you don't let go. Let go right now. Let go.
Oh, look, you have a free pair of bracelets for your birthday.
It's time. Let go.
She's pregnant. She's at the club.
Crazy. She's trying to get the kid started early.
She's pregnant.
You good?
You couldn't pay me enough to be a cop, man. Let's skip ahead.
You're racist. Leave or go to jail.
You're racist.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Leave or go to jail. Take her.
Oh, Marte, what did he just say? What choice did he give them?
Man.
He said leave or go to jail.
Yeah.
Leave or go to jail. Yep.
Leave. Leave or go to jail. Get her, please.
Shut up.
Everywhere. We're outnumbered. That's a question.
I can't wait to
They used to get a net gun. You know how they shoot a net to catch like gazelles or small rhinos or.
Hey, you guys, if you see fights, we're taking disorderly public intox. If they don't leave when you tell them to, take them. Trespass, public intox, disorderly.
Base cop. This is the base cop, guys. Type base in the chat, guys. Hit the like button.
Everything. We got a large group here. Everybody's fighting. Just send whoever will come. Nobody's fighting actively right now, but we'll take whoever.
My bad.
You guys hear him? He said, Marte, he said, we got people fighting. Just send everyone, guys.
Yeah.
Everyone!
Pretty much. Crazy.
Car and go!
Did he pepper spray people?
It's done. Get the fuck out of here! Get out! Now! Everybody! If you don't leave, you'll be arrested. Go! Go! Walk! Go!
Yep.
Go!
Get him too!
Get in your fucking car.
I'm trying to find my ride.
Trying?
Look at the size of these broads.
Man.
They're deep in it. They take their job.
Hey, are you going in? No, leave. We're kicking everybody out. Get in your car.
I'm not getting in that car. Hey, you think you both
Get him too.
Damn.
Look at these skeezers, dude. Ugh.
Hey, everybody leave. They don't leave. Trespass, disorderly, public intoxication.
Oh, yay. The ponytail patrol shows up. Oh, hey, guys. Yay. Don't we just feel great, right? Doesn't that just make you feel so much more secure? Please.
For whatever.
Okay.
Well, or cuff them, we'll take them. But just how, if they're in line, they're waiting, they're fine. But we're getting fights, and it's getting bigger.
In line or inside?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
We're standing in the middle of it, and they're fighting.
Why don't they want to just shut it all down?
Because it's Nug Nug and it's Clawtavia, right? What do you think? Just look at him, guys. Come on.
But if you see them fighting, public intox, take them for whatever you want. Whose car is that? Go move it so these people can leave. Yeah, it should be fine. I think we got ISP coming too, but
damn.
I think we got the majority of the came, ISP came, Inky came.
I'll tell you, there you go, buddy. Bring your lifting belt, homeboy.
I'm about to throw up in my stomach, and
Bring
that's
your lifting belt, Marte.
I'm about to throw up inside my stomach. That's crazy.
Can you imagine you're in the club, Marte, and she says,
"Baby, I'm gonna butter your bread."
All of our territory cars are taking drive.
I just released that kid, and then the mom is still coming for that vehicle. I just took the keys.
Are they?
Look at the one next to her.
Is everybody up here good to go in?
I don't know. I've been telling everybody else it's closed.
Who are you guys? Who are you here?
Go ahead. That way. Huh? All right, then let's go. It's closed? Never mind. You guys got to leave. It's closed. It's closed. Yeah. A good chunk.
Hey, Marte, if there was a whole bunch of cops standing in a parking lot, would you stay? Or would you leave the area?
I would leave. Definitely leave, man.
The people left.
Y'all got the dang block. Y'all got the extra block.
Yeah. Time to leave. Leave or be trespassing. Go.
Text me.
All
right, come on.
Okay.
She's still there?
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, thank you. Hell.
We are in cuffs.
All right.
It's like somebody called pest control on a bunch of roaches. That's what it's like.
What a joke, dude. What a joke. So, but all right, you guys, I'll shut this down. Oh, pending home sales plunge in Seattle area amid tech. So, guys,
Suggest a shaky tech.
I'm from Seattle. And, guys, we know that commie mayor got elected. So, guys, hold on. Guys, watch this, and then I'll log off.
Industry is now hitting our local housing market. That suggests a shaky tech industry is now hitting our local housing market.
Pending home sales have taken a bigger dive in Seattle than any other U.S. region, according to Redfin. Como's Claire Weber is live in Seattle to explain the numbers. Claire?
Kelly Preston, to put it simply, Seattle is a tech-driven housing market, and a slowdown in new jobs here has meant homes are sitting on the market for much longer.
It's been drastic.
Matt Fioretti has seen Seattle's housing market change.
Well, I bought my place. I remember thinking, wow, it's so expensive in '98. And now it's, 7 times that amount.
The metro area's average home sale price is more than $809,000, according to Redfin, which means buyers are having to pay roughly double the national average.
I see for sale signs pop up here and there. Some houses sell really fast and others seem to sit.
It's partially why pending home sales fell drastically in Seattle last month, a drop of nearly 16%, more than any other U.S. region.
The tail end of 2019, you put a house on the market and then you'd have 15 offers on it, right? And so the pendulum has certainly swung. But
local agent Chase Costello says changes in the tech industry.
Anyways, guys. All right, guys. I'll shut this down. Marte, I'll stay in touch about the deadly moms thing because, I'll be touching.
Yeah, that's insane.
A lot. Hey, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. If you talk to Andrew, tell him to keep up the best work, up the good work, man. Because all these clowns, man, really, come on. So, all right, and hey, let me know when the Roma Army thing is happening, bro. Because I will do a live reaction over here and watch you cook this rod. So, Cool.
Sounds
All right, my
good.
friend.
She's pretty pissed. Sounds good.
Take it easy. Bye.
Take care.